The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a 0 becomes a 1, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power. Experience the WD Black NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. And injustice. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG Ultragear Gaming Monitor.
All right, ladies, gentlemen, and Ashmains, what is up, and welcome back to the WD Black Esports Club Rainbow Six Siege League, powered by LG Ultragear, association with Fibernet, Zotac Gaming, and Games the Shop. I'm your host, Foxrat, and today I've got Blackjack with me in an amazing match to witness. That is Team Super facing off Saber Esports on Will. Blackjack, what are your thoughts as we proceed straight up inside this game?
Well, this game should be very exciting. I can already tell you, Foxy, because we've seen the progress of both Team Super and Save Esports across the qualifiers so far. We know how they play, and we know that their run of domination, one of their run of dominations, is about to put a dent into in this match. Who will it be? Only time will tell. We're here on the ban phase on Villa, and the first attacker ban right from Save Esports camp will be Thatcher. Fairly standard ban. We already see lots of Thatcher bans across multiple games in the W Black Esports Club League. And the second ban from Team Super is going to be the Jackal. So nothing special when it comes to attacker bans. We see Thatcher and Jackal bans pretty much all the time. So no surprises there. From the side of defense, Team Super are going to be taking down the Mira, another operator that we do see some used in several areas and spots. You know, you have areas where Mira windows can be put down and used to great effect, so taking out Mira is a bit of a smart decision. And Save Esports will be rounding things out by taking out the Echo, yet another standard ban. So fairly actually standard set of bans here from both teams when it comes to ban phases in the WD Black, the Esports Club League for Rainbow Six Siege. Thatcher, Jackal, Mira, and Echo. We see these ops banned a ridiculously large amount of time. So they are not going to be able to, unfortunately, play this game as well. But speaking of this game, let's have a quick look at both of the rosters brought into this matchup from the side of Team Super. We've got Flickshot, Narupada, Skalaki, Super Noob, and Danger Babu. And from the side of Saver Esports, we've got Angrybot, Darkside, Skeefy, Warhead, and Chris Ross. And the first side, the defending Team Saver is going to be going to is Kitchen and Dining.
Well, something that I need to point out to all our viewers and myself, in fact, is the fact that neither of these teams, not Seva and not Team Super, they've not lost a single match so far in the qualifiers. Not one loss. Mind you, this is a group stage in the phase 2 of the qualifiers. That means even if you happen to lose a match, you don't go right out. You still have other matches to play with and put your points on board. And see towards the end of the season on rather end of the qualifiers on where you stand, whether you get the promotion inside the Division 3 or not, or you just have to say goodbye to your dreams at least for now before you join the WD Black Esports Club Rainbow Six Siege League. But these two teams, both of them, definitely, they've been winning every single match so far, and today is going to be the decider on who stops that win streak of whom. In fact, this is essentially going to be a nice day for all the Seva Esports and Team Super fans in the chat, as well as right now they definitely must be rooting for the teams, and it'll only stand to see on who's going to stop, just like Blackjack said, put a dent at least in the no losses victories that these guys have been having so far. But that out of the way, we'll be up and running on round 1, and looks like the site is going to be Kitchen and Dining that Seva Esports has chosen to go for first. Seva Esports, definitely they're starting off on defense. That means the top priority for their team is going to be getting maximum rounds on board. Meanwhile, we'll be seeing Mocking Ninjas, excuse me once again, say that with so much ease. So it's as if I almost say that on purpose. But it's just a force of habit. We'll be seeing them make their way from the south side of this map, that is towards Study. Narupada has already gotten control of the 90 hallway, and Super Noob is already making his way inside Aviators along with Flickshot. That is the Zofia. Could meet Angrybot any moment now, but he's going to sit on cams right as of now. He does spot somebody creeping up on him. The nade comes out, but to no avail. Position doesn't get taken out. Oh, Flickshot comes in with a knife. What? How do you start this match off? That is exactly how Zofia brings out the knife very early into the round, and now Angrybot is definitely very angry with what just happened to him. It's all under Chris Ross in the top floor hole that he's got for himself. No place to rotate back. The hatch is not going to be opened as well. The Valkyrie does get noticed. That means the choke points are being noticed by the attackers as well. And they're making sure that the entries and doorways are being covered so that the Valkyrie doesn't make it out of here. Looks like the drone hasn't spotted Chris Ross out, and Chris Ross is going to take advantage of that. Goes for the pre-fight. Doesn't land enough, and the Sledge is going to win that fight. Narupada comes up with another kill. A 3 versus 5 in the favor of Team Super very massively, as Skeefy is the Legion. He's holding down the Memorial Room. He's going to spot at the Thermite anytime soon now. He's going to spot him, but not enough shots landed. The Legion Mine's getting triggered on the red stairs as well. The Mute still has a C4 to his pocket. He's going to deploy one. Not going to connect. Oh, he will. Narupada goes down. His fellow SAS brother. That is the Sledge out of the way. So that means no more of the soft reach potential that Team Super had for themselves. They still do have the Zofia remaining. But let us see if they're going to use her for that exact thing. Oh boy, what a shot comes in from Skiffy once again. The Legion stepping up for his team is going to equalize the man count. But looks like Warhead is playing a little too close to Laundry Door. That means anybody who creeps up on in here gets taken off. Darkside is going to drop Danger Babu as well. And another peek comes in. The Zofia. No, she's going to win that fight. A gunplay coming out from Flickshot here. It's a 1 versus 2, but he won't survive. As Seva Esports, off of the back of a perfect anchor, hold on the side for round 1, comes up and converts that into a victory that started off in the advantage of Team Super. What a round for Seva Esports to start off things to perfection, using the roam game to waste time as much as they could, and Mocking Ninjas just not able to make that push happen towards the end of the execute.
Oh, absolutely. Very well played to save Esports right there in the, not just in how they handled the 5 versus 3 that they were put into initially, but also the way they managed to twist the match into their hands with the C4 from Warhead, Skeefy with that brilliant shot onto Nomad, and the Maestro going ham with the Alda, as we always see Maestro do. 1-0 is the score in the early round. Save Esports, of course, have taken a big step in their path to victory in this particular map with the first round on board for themselves. But will they be able to continue this as they have always, winning defensive rounds back to back, or will Team Super get their first round in nice and quickly and prove once and for all that Seva may be dominating, Seva may be a dominating type team, but they are here to put the brakes on that train. Skiffy is playing the Vigil this time around, of course, saving himself from detection by drones, which is actually quite, like the way this ability works is quite paradoxical, because the disruption that a drone gets on its screen pretty much gives away Vigil's approximate location, so they know he's actually playing in the map. But when you're actually hunting down a Vigil by droning him, that's where his gadget is also useful, because you know maybe that he's in a room or close to a room. You don't know exactly where he is in that area. Christop's going for a spawn pick right here with the MPX, but no, he's not going to be able to find anybody. Wherever that attacker was running out towards the ruins will not be spotted just yet. Looks like that was a thermite, and no attackers' heads will be popped just yet. We've got repelling already happening for that matter. I think somebody's on the office balcony. Nice and quickly from the side of Team Super. A quick take onto office is something they definitely want to do, but you've got Angry Bots sitting in there, making sure that they can't do that exact thing. The Jaeger's running a lot of interference, and Skiffy's here for cover. Should anyone go for a wide peek through the door of the balcony? And that is something that Team Super are definitely going to look to avoid right now, because if they go for that wide peek, they have two operators with a very good established crossfire. You guys gonna go for the white peek? He peeks, finds one. That's Super Noob, but only gets a little bit of damage. Angry Bot not doing enough damage for that matter for Super Noob to be very, cautious of it. Concussors come out from the Zofia, but they're only going towards the Vigil. And no, the Zofia's gonna run for it. He's gonna get down, and so was one. The IQ, the Angry Bot gets two, as Thermite came in and peeked, and he will get the refrag onto the Jaeger. Skalak in the meanwhile is going to find Skiffy, and that is the Vigil of the board, making it a 3 versus 3 right now. Quickly equalizing the man count, making sure that Seva are not allowed to run away with it. But we do still have Chris Ross on the first floor in Art Studio. He does have a C4 in his pocket as well. He'll be looking to throw that any second now. He finds the Nomad's air jab, and that is going to allow him rotation up the stairs towards site. Well, towards the attackers for that matter. He's on main entrance right now, takes out another air jab, but that may have given away his position, so he's going to rotate the long way, looks like onto red carpet stairs, as the attackers are looking to make the push happen into a little statutory from the looks of things. And there we go, Chris Ross coming in from the flank on main stairs once again. Trophy room is being, statutory is being washed, the mute takes a lot of shots, but no, Darkseid with the long angle with the ult takes one. Warhead takes two back to back. Skalaki and Nurpata go down to the SMG-11 from out of nowhere. And the mute, so low on HP, will still connect and give Seva Esports round 2.
All right, something I've got to comment right now is Warhead, Darkseid as well yesterday, both of them bringing their SMG plays alive. And yeah, it was good to watch them do that. And today as well, looks like Seva Esports is... it's very poised in the way, the stance that they're exhibiting. Definitely getting maximum rounds on defense is their priority, and they are totally acting like it. 2 rounds already on board in the early game against Team Super. Seva Esports perfectly off the back of an amazing roam. We've got to say that the roam is not only wasting enough time for Team Super, but also taking off so much utility. Not enough drones left for Team Super to make the end execute happen. Not enough time left, because yeah, we did see how much time got wasted by the roam players. That was the Vigil and the Jaeger. And guess what? Not enough man count left as well. There's 2 frags that the Jaeger dropped. I think that was Angry Bot. Yep, that was Angry Bot. But anyways, this time around he'll be playing the Vigil. But a very, very influential play from the man in the last round. We did see him almost kind of winning the round right then and there, and a perfect crossfire being established between the mute and the maestro. With the flank from Chris Ross was already into play, that could have turned out the other way around. But then again, it was once again, it did come down to Seva Esports anchors on site doing what they're supposed to do perfectly, and making sure that the push onto the site is not only stalled but stopped right away. Skullicky will be running the Nomad, and Skullicky definitely has to reconsider his Nomad trap placements, because we did see Chris Ross just straight up take down 2 of them, and Nomad only has 3. So, I mean, you might want to do a little homework on that, Skullicky. You just don't want to allow anybody to flank on a map like this. It's small, essentially. Nomad, very influential on a map like this. You want to make sure you make maximum advantage of that. And we know for a fact on how this map favors the side of the defense a little bit. That is why you've got to make sure that your flank is on point. Chris Ross playing inside Astronomy. And he's just trying to eat some drones once again, and that is what Seva likes to do. They bring out a 2+3 push or a 2+3 hold. Oh, what a shot comes in from Angry Bot. He's going to take down the Ripper. That really small pixel angle being noticed by him. He's going to be the victor in that fight. But will he find another is the question. Meanwhile, Skiffy is having another fight for himself. Some pre-fires come in once again, but Thermite is the one who's exchanging shots with him. We'll go for the breach any moment now, while Chris Ross is holding down on the side of Astro. Looks like the very spread out push from the side of Team Super is not paying them off, and it won't. A pre-play C4 comes into play from Chris Ross. He's going to take down Danger Babu. Skullicky, meanwhile, is going to get Angry Bot. Oh, look at the shot from Chris Ross. Once again, a 2 versus 4 established, but there's somebody else that will get taken on by Skiffy as well. It's all around a flick shot now in a 1 versus 4 quad clutch situation. Doesn't look like he'll make out of it, because so far Seva Esports is looking very strong, and I cannot just keep over specifying the very there. Chris Ross does notice the Zofia. Some pre-fires come in, but it's a crossfire being established, and that is it. Seva Esports walk away with another round on round 3, and what a play from this team. I've got to commend that. I'm not sure why Team Super is still going and still opting to go for the extensive roam clear where they cannot make it happen. Team Super, you gotta switch your attack. Switch this, go to a side push, because Seva Esports is not letting you walk away with your heads attached to your body if you still want to go roam hunting.
Oh, absolutely. Given what we've seen so far from Seva Esports, this is what we've seen from them before as well. The very reason they've been able to take a 7-1 against Negative Esports yesterday on Border, and a 7-0 against Dark Shadow on Clubhouse a couple days ago. This is the same Seva Esports that has completely shut down 2 other teams on stream matches, and here we are 3-0 already on the round count in their favor, and Seva Esports just playing to the best of their ability, shutting down the attackers, getting those picks and angles. We saw Angry Bot play the visual last round, and that perfect play to get the sledge out the board was a very influential kill indeed. And it just sort of cascades from there, you know. As soon as Team Super are able to, as Seva Esports are able to get that first kill for themselves, they will, you know, cascade into getting more kills and shutting down even more attackers. Foxy, I have a bit of a request. Could you take this round? I need to take care of something.
Definitely, Blackjack. Got you back, no problem. Skiffy will be running the Legion this time around. Legion very influential for them when they went on the site in the first round, and Seva Esports having a full rotation of sites here, at least as I like to call it, playable sites here on this map. We'll be coming back to the kitchen and dining, and Darkside looks like he's establishing a nice line of sight on an angle for his Maestro's Evil Eye that he could use later into the match. Mind you, once again, this time I think Team Super, they are finally standing up to adaptation that they needed, very badly needed. They won't be going for the extensive roam clear this time around. They won't be going onto the top floor. Flick shot, rather Nerupada has already made his way in through on towards the living room, and he'll be making his way inside Memorial anytime soon now. But it only stands to see, will he get spotted out or not? Brings up the sledgehammer, he wants a nice angle being established all the way on towards the inside of the Memorial. But some pre-fires are coming on Skiffy as well. It does give away his position, but he's going to go back on his drone. Flick shot, making his way towards Mudroom. Alright, a concussion goes out, and now an impact. That means that a possible rush is coming in from them on a horizontal push, rather. Not a rush, mind you. Where's the last attacker? I'm not exactly sure. Anyways, I can see the 4 of them. I don't see the 5th one. Oh, the 5th one is Super Noob. He's all the way on towards the pantry window. be rappelling up the meat room, that is. Anytime soon, he'll be making this push happen. This might even pay off for Team Super, I mean, as they try to make this horizontal push happen this time around. Thermite comes in, not going to go for the breach either. Thermite, I'm not sure why the Thermite is being sent to a frag duty. Danger Babu is going to go down with an impact, I think. Skalaki brings down Skiffy. Chris Ross is here to chime in. He's going to take down Flick Shot. Alrighty then. Things are starting off and things are going haywire once again for Team Super. It's all down to Skalaki and Super Noob. Skalaki does notice the mute, but he's going to miss his shots. Going to find him eventually. Super Noob making his way through pantry now. Position's been given away with the melee holes coming out of the melee coming in from him, but Chris Ross is here to get another frag for himself. That's a triple kill for the man, the Mozzie that is. Comes out with a pistol. Does he find the Twitch? Oh, he will. Tap comes in from Chris Ross and Saber Esports walk away off the back of the quad kill that the Mozzie got for them. And more than that, it did come down to an amazing adaptation towards the end execute that Team Super just could not keep their pace up against.
Like I said in the last round, it pretty much comes down to Saber Esports getting that one kill that they need to sort of throw Team Super's entire attack off like a pack of cards in the wind, or like a house of cards. Sorry, I messed up the saying there. But once they get that one important kill, if you will, it just falls apart for Team Super. Saber Esports have so far kept up their run of domination and with some amazing plays that we've seen from them so far. And they're going to be moving to second floor trophy room once again off the back of winning Kitchen. And of course, they won Aviator back in round 3. So they are not going to have access to that site. But of course, the only other site in Villa, the fourth site, if you will, is in living room. Nobody really likes to use that site, primarily because I don't think a lot of people like that site just as is. I certainly don't have a preference towards it, and I can tell that not a lot of people do. You know, it's always kitchen, dining, trophy, aviator, and it just sort of cycles between these three because of the way the round rotation and site rotation works.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Coming back to the round in play, trophy room is the site, as was mentioned earlier in the round, but we do have a pretty hefty setup on the side of aviator as well, with new jammers, ADSs, and reinforcements all over the place, even towards the wall in games. As Chris Ross is actually going to find one, Nerupa that early. Looks like that may have been a spawn peek. Not sure where that went out of, but the Sledge is off the board. And that is a big kill because we know how influential Sledge can be on a map like Villa. Angrybot, he knows that there's somebody on the balcony out here of office. And he's doing a bit of a face check with the quick peeks and whatnot. The lean peeks, giving away his position. Oh! Angrybot, you did not just do that to Flick Shot. The one tap onto the man, and Skeefy's gonna find one more. There's Danger Babu gone. And what is happening to Team Super? They are being torn to shreds. Skeefy trades with Super Noob, making it a 1v4. And it's all down to the Nomads. Kalaki repelling on the Ruins balcony. He's gonna find one. That's Angrybot off the board, but there's 3 more defenders who are very hungry for this kill. Will he be able to do anything in this 1v3 clutch situation? He has plenty of time to gather his intel, gather his wits about him, and make the push happen. But is it going to work? He's got his ammo, he's got his gadgets, his utilities, his flashbangs, everything in his favor, even the diffuser for that matter. So if he manages to sneak in, he could go for a plant. But obviously sneaking in is pretty much out of the question with the way Darkseid and Warhead tend to hold down the site. Maestro and the Mute for that matter. And Chris Ross, of course, on intel all the time, feeding his remaining teammates for that matter, as much information as he can about everything happening close to site. Meanwhile, Skalaki is going to peek that little breach there you see on the wall between, that mid-wall between sites. It is, of course, open for line of sight into red carpet hallway, but no one's watching that, which means Skalaki is going to get a quick rotation towards the top of red stairs. But no, there's a Valkyrie inside of Aviator, and while he looked the right way, he just wasn't pinpoint enough to find Chris Ross going for this wide peak. Look at that. Sees the head of the Nomad, goes for the shot, gets the kill. Saber Esports take round 5.
I'm so glad my mic was muted on stream when that one tap came in from. Oh boy, that was That was a nice one tap. I've got to say that. That was a really good one. It was very, very precise. Up to that, little pixel of the head that we saw the Twitch bring out. And it was all the way on the right side extreme. In fact, I could, even with the, as I like to call it, wall hacks on and the spectator view, I still couldn't figure out exactly where the Twitch was, how much of her head is being exposed. But I definitely do not think that Angry Bot will be able to find that pixel on a range like that with a holograph. But looks like Angry Bot has something else to say to that. Just a nice one tap, man. I've got to say that. Really nice one, but something that so far Saber Esports has brought out is a 0-5
seconds remaining.
in their favor. And Team Super just not able to stand against that. One thing that does that I was thinking while you were casting the last round is
Attackers are moving out.
Team Super are still not bringing out a direct attack favored push in terms of how they want to do this. Oh, Skippy goes out for the spot. He's going to spam the Ash. That is already going to bring on the man count to 3 versus 5 already. Skiffy very, very, very excited, bringing the guns alive already for his team. Flick shot is going to go down, and that is something that Team Super should have expected, but they just did not. And once again, off the back of the irresponsibility that they should be maintaining on a map, on a competitive level like this. Oh, Chris Ross comes in with the... Oh, what is he doing? He's toying around with the Thermite here. Comes on with the prone peak, but no, he's going to get taken away. Thermite wins that gunfight. Danger Babu gets Chris Ross. The push has happened already. Naruputa goes in. A steady push this time, at least it is happening. But let us see if Saber Esports are quick enough to abandon their extensive roam and make sure that everybody gets channelized on towards stopping this attack from them. A possible ADS to catch out this nade? Yes, it will. Nothing to connect in. Naruputa should have heard that out as well. But it is just a nade that went in vain. Naruputa going for the peaks. He's not finding anybody, but the Maestro does tag him up. And now the position's been given away. Danger Babu, meanwhile, is gonna... Yeah, he's doing a lot of work. He's gonna get Skiffy as well. That's going to equalize the man count for the while. But there's Angry Bot waiting and landing as he tries to pick a fight with the sledge. Warhead all the way behind the bar, but I'm not exactly sure what they're trying to do without the nades that they have for themselves. The mute is into play. That means they cannot be doing this, but C4 goes out. That is at least going to take down the exothermic charge. That means the plant has been denied, but not any kills found so far. Another exothermic charge in the back pocket of Danger Babu. He could go for the breach anytime he wants now, but I think this is bug maybe. I don't know, because I really cannot see what is going on. There we go. No, he's super noob. Takes a little while to time it with the thermite, but he's not. Oh, the aiming is off, and the mute jammer is still there, undeterred. And that is not going to allow the breach, but Warhead picks up a kill anyway onto Super Noob. Sledge making his way in. He's going to get caught out, and Saber Esports a flawless first half, 6-0 so far, as we proceed to match point in their favor. And what is Saber Esports doing, dude? 7-0 on day 1. 7-1 on day 2. That is yesterday. And now it looks like a possible 7-0 again. What really baffles me is the fact that against a team like Team Super, this is a very old team. This is a team that has been, if not one of the elites, and could easily make their way inside top 10. But looks like the community has a new contender. Saber Esports definitely coming up with the best of their players, and they don't want to give away any even a minute chance for any team to stand up against them, leave alone give them a fitting match or even a close one. 6-0 as we proceed to round 7 in the favor. But we need to specify this of Saber Esports.
I mean, we've had some matches where we've gone to match point at 6-0 going into roll stop round 7 before. We've had the team that, is on the receiving end of said 6-0 make a couple of rounds worth of comebacks, but usually, there's nothing a team in like staring this hard down the barrel can do. It's a very, very uphill task, nigh impossible for Team Super to come back from this. But like you said, they've been here a while. They are very good players. And Maestro, come on. No. Okay, Skalaki decides, you know what, not worth it. I'd rather conserve my bullets for the heads of the operators and not waste it on the drone right there. But come back to what I was saying. Experience definitely trumps talent, like 24/7, like all days of the week. But having experience is one thing, but you have to back it up with the victories. And so far, in this match, Team Super just has not been able to back up their experience by winning the gunfights or outplaying Saber Esports for that matter. They've got a good setup here on defense. They've gone for second floor aviator, but there's good emphasis on the other side of the map towards the side of bedroom stand statutory. We saw Goyo Shield there as well, and a Doc, that's Narubara, holding it down from inside of trophy room and of the Fox window. And he's got Goyo to support, a rotation in through astronomy, as well as we see Danger Babu trying to make an angle towards the balcony. You have a long angle that you can establish through one of the windows in bedroom, but Saber Esports know that there's going to be something like that happening. We already, I think that's the Nomad Warhead, who is just peeking away at that angle, tapping away, seeing if there's any defenders, finding that window a little too tempting. Meanwhile, Angrybot with the Zofa is going to be throwing in lifelines, but no, Danger was there to find him. That's Angrybot off the board, and the Maestro's Evil is going to be seen, but no, Skeefy's going to go down. He's downed inside of Astronomy, and maybe Maestro's going to use his Evil Eye, but the Nomad is inside of Trust office as well, excuse me. He's going to go for the peek, but he's not going to find anybody. Meanwhile, one of the defenders as Doc is very lit up, but the Ash is still down for the time being. No one's going to peek the door as a... Ooh, Super Noob's gonna find Skeefy with a C4, and the Doc will not find the Nomad. The Doc's actually gonna lose that, and that's gonna make it a 3v3 as Chris Ross and Warhead have gotten a couple of frags for themselves. Oh, almost sees the one in 90 as Chris Ross is gonna find another one. That's Supernova off the board, but Warhead's gonna go down to Skalaki, and Skalaki is gonna be taken out by Darkseid, making it a 1v2, all down to flick shots. Suddenly, the momentum has been swung so heavily in favor of Saber Esports on this attack. They've got about 50 seconds left to get the diffuser off and to win the round, but no, Ike's gonna go for the peek, and Flickshot will be taken out, and Saber Esports, they look like they might lose a round. Finally will come back from it and win a round 7, shutting down Team Super completely with a flawless victory on a round 7. 7-0 is the score to them. And they are your victors on Villa, uncontested in their conquest.
Just a joke lying around, as we did see the players of Saber Esports type down in chat that Foxy, we kept the promise, is that a conversation that I was having on my own stream yesterday with the Saber Esports players was that today is going to be a match of testimony. It's going to decide where if Saber Esports is fit for the competitive experience of this community. Are they ready to take it all in? And because they were facing off Team Super, and I for myself respect Team Super a lot. They're very experienced players. So that is a conversation I was having with the players yesterday, and the players just straight up told me they were very confident from the side of Saber Esports that, don't worry, Foxy, we're still getting a dominant performance tomorrow. I'm like, all right, but that is something I wouldn't really bet my cards on, because bet my money on rather, is because Team Super is not something that you want to take lightly. Well, looks like Saber Esports did keep their promise, and that is what we did see the end text coming out from them in the all chat. Saber Esports, man, 7-0, 7-1, 7-0. Looks like all the matches that Saber Esports are bringing out are really, really very short, very small, rather, in terms of the duration. They just don't last long enough, excuse me. But I'm as baffled as I can be, because this is definitely not something that I was expecting. No, 7-0, not in my wildest dreams what I was expecting Team Super to go against Saber. Like, sometimes I say I did see that coming, like from a mile or so. I did not see this coming from any distance whatsoever. Saber Esports completely destroying Team Super there, man. So I don't know if it was just
Absolutely.
Team Super having a bad day or Saber Esports just coming prepared or a bit of both. But that out of the way, that was our first match for the day. Ladies and gents, we'll be back with the second match. That is going to be Kyrax versus Team Area 69 in just a while. I'm your host Foxtrot, and joining me as Blackjack, and we'll be back in just a moment.
The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a 0 becomes a 1, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power, experience the WD Black NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. And injustice. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG Ultragear Gaming Monitor.
The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a 0 becomes a 1, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power, experience the WD Black NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
forces aimed at the Earth. And injustice. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG Ultragear gaming monitor.
The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a zero becomes a one, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power. Experience the WD Black NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. And injustice. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG Ultragear gaming monitor.
The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a zero becomes a one, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power. Experience the WD Black NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. And injustice. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG Ultragear Gaming Monitor.
The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a zero becomes a one, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power. Experience the WD Black NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. And injustice. Ultragear gaming monitor.
The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a zero becomes a one, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power. Experience the WD Black NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG Ultragear gaming monitor.
The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a zero becomes a one, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power. Experience the WD Black NVMe SSD. fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. And injustice. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG Ultragear gaming monitor.
The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a zero becomes a one, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power. Experience the WD Black NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. And injustice. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG Ultragear gaming monitor.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the W Black the Esports Club League for Rainbow Six Siege Season 3, powered by LG Ultragear in association with ACT Fibernet, Zotac Gaming, and Games the Shop. I'm your host, Blackjack, and joining me once again is my co-host, Sam and Foxy, as we are here for the game between Kyrax and Team Area 69. Now, if you're curious as to why the ban phase is already over, we actually had the lobby started, and we're about to go live with the game when one of the teams had an unfortunate disconnect, causing us to go into a rehost, and all the bans had already happened by then, by the time the rehost was called. So we have the bans in place. They are Montaigne, Thatcher, Valkyrie, and Echo on the map of Villa. Foxy, how do you feel tonight?
I feel amazing, Blackjack. We did have quite an early finish in terms of how the first match went. That was, for a fact what I'm talking about here. But it looks like everybody's going to take a little while loading. There we go. The lobby is being loaded up. We are up in the game. We'll be witnessing Team Area 69 face off Kyrax. Kyrax is the first time I'm hearing this name. I have to be honest. Apparently, in the conversation that I had with them in the game lobby, it's a team from Bangladesh. Never heard of this team, but I'm all ears to find out how Kyrax plays, man. Definitely, I want to see what they bring to the board, and I know for a fact that Team Area 69 happen to be veterans in the scene. They've been playing from a little too long. They used to go by the name of Victrix Esports before, and that is why you can see Insanity still has a VX tag in his name. Oxy. Oh, speaking of which, we'll be seeing ourselves. Let me just introduce you to the rosters: Insanity, Zim, Spidey Time, Mani, and Oxy. Oh, I almost said my own name. I felt like it. On the side of Team Area 69, and we've got Killswitch, Eerie, Precision, NMY, and Exotic on the side of Kyrax. Both these teams rocking amazing rosters, and it only stands to see which one of these will be the victor on the map of Villa. Villa, we did see it play out in the match before this as well. That was Team Super facing off. Oh, looks like we're having a shotgun play coming out. All right, very interesting. And this usually is a very tricky thing to do. You have to be very precise and very well thought in terms of how your actions, and you just have to calculate all your consequences on how you want to hold down there, because a life loss there is not just a life loss. That's just so much more groundwork already given away for the attackers to work with. But as I speak about, Insanity is going to go down to the Ella. Kill switch already starting things off on a roll. He's going to get the down onto the Nomad, but the Thermite is still covering for a possible run on. Killswitch doesn't know that the down has already happened because the points on this Pro League setting did not show. Killswitch still staying very poised and very chill with the position that he's sitting on, the closet that is. Insanity bleeding away. In fact, this Mani really doesn't want to go help his friend here, it looks like. Is finally going to go up, but meanwhile Oxy is going to get found by NMY. Not sure where that came in from. I really have no idea where that came in from. Like, zero idea. There's maybe from the hallway, but the quick rotation was into play from him as well. But that is already going to put Team Area 69 on a massive disadvantage. Zim has already made his way inside, and Capta Bowl is being thrown inside. Will the Ella get caught out? Yes, she will. She's going to have to push up instead. Capita, trying to land a shot, and he will. Zim gets the better of Killswitch, at least in that gunfight. And it looks like this angle that was supposed to be watched on towards bathroom did not come in at the right time. But Exotic meanwhile is going to take down Spidey Time. No more Spidey Time for the Dokkaebi anymore, as the 4 versus 3 is being established in the favor of Kyrax. Still, we see the Pulse offside while Eerie is trying to hold on along with the help of Exotic all the way on towards Astro. Eerie with the shield that he's got for himself in the Exotic. Both of these, I would say, a nade countering duo. They are the counterpoints, in fact, that Team Area 69 will be facing to get their entrance onto side. But Eddie's here to deny that as well. Eddie takes down NMY. Exotic comes up with another kill. That is Zim off the board, and Insanity is going to get NMY instead, actually. It's all on Insanity. He's going to get another. That's easy down. The barricade is not open. That's not good. That's going to deny a lot of lines of sight. He goes to the peak. The Jaeger is here to find him, and he will. Kyrax walk away with the first round on this map. And, all right. A nice start for Kyrax. Very poised, very good stance. their defensive strategies perfectly worked out against what Team Area 69 was trying to put up against them.
Absolutely, and what a way to get things rolling for Kyrax right here. Nice and early in the round, winning their first defensive round for that matter on a trophy statutory that we had. And now it looks like we're going to be moving to Aviator and Games Room from the side of the defense. Nice and quickly, both going to both sites on the top floor. Team Area 69, of course, they want to get their rounds in quick as well as they can, really. You want to make sure that the team on defense isn't allowed to take too many rounds in their favor before you go into match point, because then it becomes an uphill battle. Excuse me for that little noise back there.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many
We did see the 6-pick come out from Killswitch. He brought in the Maestro in play from Motor Operator. I didn't quite notice what he was playing before, what he selected, but he's brought the Maestro in instead, and he's going to have the Alda for use. Firing away to glory with that gun is oh so satisfying. I'm pretty sure all of our viewers in chat are very aware of the superb effectiveness of the Alda for that matter. Exotic's going to be putting down, of course, AD as jammers. There's no Wamai this round, as NMY is going to be playing the Pulse to use the cardiac sensor to great effect. And of course, we have Mute from Precision, and to round things out, Eerie with the Goo Mines of the Legion, and of course, the T5 SMG and Impact Grenades. Whoever can forget the Impact Grenades. Precision's going to be making some holes in the wall between a games room and statutory room. Pretty sure those are for impact and or C4 throws, and maybe one or two will be turned into lines of sight, or maybe even a full-blown rotate between sites. You normally do see that made by teams playing this site, a full-blown rotate on that very wall that Precision was making those shotgun holes on. Manny is going to be going on the rappel on the roundabout window, or the 90 hallway window, if you will. The desk is right next to this window for that matter. And Spidey Time is rappelling outside as well on the other side of the map. In fact, directly opposite to where the Hibana was rappelling just a second ago. But Jackal's going to actually find a footprint. Not sure who he's scanning just yet, but whoever that is going to be able to be careful for the time being. Probably one of the roamers. I'm not sure if there's a first floor roam coming out from the side of Kyrax just yet. Spidey Time is trying to find somebody on that red carpet hallway, but not going to see anyone. He's going to rappel onto Terrace, this window for that matter, right next to the side door. Insanity took out one of the goo mines from the looks of things by shooting at where the drone was sort of looking at. And that was, of course, good use of the drone right there from Area 69 as IQ taking out cameras as she goes, a couple of default cams for that matter. Going to use that RD scanner for something bigger. Legion mines and whatnot is going to be in her line of sight as well, as the Evil Eye of the Maestro is going to be spotted out, but it's not going to be able to do much. It's going to open its shutters, do a bit of tasing, and save itself just in time. Hibana, in the meanwhile, is looking to open up Vault's wall, but with the Evil Eye there, is it still there though? Not certain if it still is or isn't, but there is the new gemmer on Volter to stop her from making that breach happen, and that's going to be something that the IQ Aussie has to take care of. NMY is going to be below with the cardiac sensor. He knows that there's somebody above him. He sees the pings. He sees the heartbeat scanner pinging away. He's going to throw the C4, but he's going to find anybody. No, he won't. And he's going to get taken out instead on the first floor room inside of library. That's the IQ Aussie doing some work with the 5F2 coming alive for his team. The Evil Eye in the meanwhile also doing some work here in the 90 hallway and one inside of offices. Looks like, oh, what a shot from Precision, living up to his name right there with that headshot onto Insanity. Is going to take him off the board, making it a 4v4 right now, and 30 seconds left on the clock for Team Area 69 to make this push happen. We've got a couple of kills coming from Spidey Time and Eerie, as Precision going to take down Zim as well. Manny's going to go down to Exotic. It's all suddenly down to Aussie in a 1v3 to clutch it up for his team. He's going to see one outside of Vault, but not going to connect the shots just yet. He doesn't even have the diffuser. He's going for the push onto Classical Hallway, but there's a Jaeger here, and he will take him out, as Kyrax are going to take a round two off the back of a good headshot, a good peek from Exotic onto the IQ.
Yes, Exotic definitely playing really good with the Jaeger that he's got for himself. Even in the last round, the finisher did come from Exotic on the Jaeger. Just a nice round once again for the side of Kyrax. And what a flick indeed from Precision. Just like you said, no words minced. Perfectly living up to his name. And a perfect flick onto the I don't exactly remember the. Oh, that was the Nomad. Um, really well played. The ping did come in advance as well for the man to make that reaction, inhuman reaction happen, as the meme goes. But we'll be up and running on round 3, and the site is going to be dining room kitchen. Looks like Kyrex has got themselves a very comfortable lead so far in the early game. 2-0, not bad. In fact, not bad at all. They're starting off on defense. You know, on a map like Villa, maximum points acquisition while you're on the side of defense is your top priority. To make sure that everything that you do, every single step that you take, eventually turns that into a victory. We'll be seeing Precision bring out some soft reach and reconstruction potential with the shotgun that he has for himself on the Mute. Mute also will be deploying his jammers, making sure that the drones are given a little bit more of a tougher time for Team Area 69 to collect information upon. Let us see if that is going to turn out in the favor of them or not, because so far Team Area 69 they're getting a little too stalled out in the first attacking round. They were a little too random, just making pushes happen here and there all over the map. Second round, they did have the structure back in them, but the pacing was a little off. The push happened a little too late, while everybody except for the 2 roamers that Kyrex had were on site. So, I've said this before, time and again, when you're on the attack, the time is not with you. The clock runs against you, while on defense, it is with you. All you have to do is waste time, while on attack, you've got to make sure you don't allow the defenders to do that to you. But that out of the way, let's see if round 3 turns out any different for Team Area 69, as we'll be up and running in almost the mid-match here, as we approach the 2-minute marker. Spidey making his way outside the art gallery, in fact. Alright, some reconstruction being noticed by Mani before he wants to go for the breach. That is the Hibana, mind you. No thermite being employed from this attacking team over here. Zim is going to place down a Claymore, making sure that anybody who tries to creep up on him from the main stage area does get caught out. But Spidey, meanwhile, is going to find a frag for himself. That is exotic off the board. That's your Jaeger gone already very early into the round. I'm going to have to say that Exotic is an influential player for Kyrex, and taking him out is definitely going to help Team Area 69 to make their attack all the while more smooth and easy. But the Ash is already pushed in. I don't think they know this. Ash is alright. Money is coming in with some flashes. I think that is essentially just the distraction that they need. But Oxy is to make this push happen any moment now. He's waiting very patiently for the drone to come in and accompany him on the information trade-off that is necessary. Oxy now he knows where the defenders are playing. He's going to spot out one. He's going to take him out. Precision goes down. Nitrate Cell is out, but he's going to grab that as well. Alrighty, then the Precision indeed is this time going to be in the side of the Ash, but NMY meanwhile is going to take down Insanity. Kill switch drops down Mani. That's your Hibana on the board. Alright, NMY is going to get another. Spidey time goes down. It's all on to Zim, but Zim is here to shine in and get a frag for himself. Eerie, that's your Legion off the board. Kill switch and NMY is all that is left. Oh, the push is coming from Oxy. Does he spot at the castle? No, he won't win against this fellow FBI operator. And it all comes down to Zim, the Zofia. A Legion mine stuck to his leg. He's got to make sure he pulls this out, because the peak from Killswitch is coming in any time now, but he's going to get punished for it. A L-time peak from him. No crossfire being established, but NMY has got himself the diffuser. Castle, very influential play so far. This could even be his triple kill clutch that he needs for him. Will it be NMY who wins this duel, or will it be Zim? He's stunned himself as well. He's going to make this push. He brings out another impact, but that is going to hurt him. Will he find the kill? No, he won't. Yes, he will. And Zim walks away with Team Area 69, winning one round at least for now on the attack on round 3 against Kyrex. And what a close round for both these teams.
A very close round indeed, and very well played to both the Castle and the Zofia in that situation. Doing their best in their respective areas. Castle with that triple kill. He could have almost had a 4K, but unfortunately it just did not go in his favor. And Zim with the Zofia making a quick work of that last remaining defender, getting the clutch, while because he didn't have the diffuser, he couldn't go for the plant. With the diffuser, of course, was in the line of sight of the Castle, who was protecting it. And it's a fun little thing about the game mode that is Bomb, which is the competitive game mode of Rainbow Six, is the fact that for attackers, there's a lot to worry about. You have to make sure that whoever has diffuser knows what they're doing. You have someone with them to protect them. There's a lot of utility clearing. For the defenders, it's primarily, they want to find the one who has diffuser, and they want to find him in a position where they can hold it. They can revert, they can divert their focus to where the diffuser was dropped, and once you hold diffuser, that is almost the entire game right there, should an attacking team not be able to take it back. It increases the struggle for the attackers exponentially if the diffuser is dropped in a very uncomfortable place. And that is exactly what Zim had to face in the last round, but he was able to come out of it in flying colors, for that matter. Round 4 in play, 1-2 in favor of Kyrax, as they have gone back to Trophy Statutory on the second floor, as it has been over 3 rounds since they came back here.
Attacker's objective is to defuse
But
the
since they
bomb.
came here, excuse me, they came here in round 1, they won, and they had to wait 2 rounds before they could come back here again, and that is why they'll be coming back to this site for the while. Spy time, of course, on the Jackal, he's just taking out deployable cams, doing Jackal things. He's going to be tracking roamers and trying to take them out to the best of his ability. And something that, we don't get to see a lot of Jackal in competitive Siege, for that matter. Either, even when he isn't banned, primarily, the primary reason for bringing Jackal is the fact that he has smokes, which are a very useful tool for his, for the side push and diffuser plant. And there's a lot of other operators who could fill that role very well. You have Gridlock, one example that comes to mind, with the track stingers and the smoke grenades that she can carry. Meanwhile, we have Precision here on the mute. He's just trying to find some drones that are in that Fox window area. And there are actually a couple of attackers up there as well. So Kyrax are going to have to divert their attention for the time being onto that window. But they have to be careful of this push in from bedroom as well. And I did hear a Bandit Nitro coming out, but that's not going to do anything for that matter. Kill switches. Air jab gets taken by a Womai charge as Precision's gonna shotgun Aussie to the face. And that is the mute doing big work. Maybe a defender spotted. No, Precision's gonna shotgun again, taking Zim out of the equation. He's taking a bit of damage himself, but the man is performing. Erie's gonna take down Manny, and that is suddenly a 2v5 for Team Area 69 to be very, very uncomfortable in right now, as Erie's gonna find Spidey time, and that is a double kill for that man as well. The Womai has come alive, for that matter, as it's all down to he finds an MOY. Will he find another one? No, he won't. That is going to be Eerie taking the head off of the Nomad, finishing things off on round 4. Oh, really?
Yep, for a second, yeah.
I heard you go like, oh, in the background. I thought, oh, wait, what happened? But I had to keep going in case it came back, so.
Yeah. I almost switched my mic back to, but anyways, that out of the way, we'll be seeing ourselves in round 5. 3 rounds in succession for Kyrax, definitely not bad, not in succession exactly. 1 round did. It did turn out to be kind of I wouldn't really say a full stop, but at least for now, a speed breaker in the momentum that Kyrax was bringing on board for themselves. And looks like Team Area 69, they have come prepared, but not enough. Kyrax are playing this to perfection, having themselves a flawless round in the last round as well. Except for that 1 life lost, I think that was towards the end. It was essentially just Kyrax going for the frag chase, knowing that there's 5 defenders alive against 1 attacker. But I think that's how clutches happen, That is what gives all the while more room for anybody to make a clutch happen. But let us see how Kyrax is going to perform in this round as we proceed back to Aviator and Games Room. This has been a very standard and a very classic site for the defenders to defend on. NMY is going to bring out the Vigil. Alright, we've got to sort this out. How do we call him? Is it NMY or is it NME? I think it's got to be NME.
I think that sounds right.
Yeah, NME is NMY. Never mind. NMY. Anime. No? Nah.
No, that just sounds like anime.
Yeah, exactly. I just thought he's trying to find some alternatives for the word enemy, nothing else. Anyways, and mine. I hope that's how you're supposed to call him. I don't know what his teammates call him. That is something that always gets me, when I see some weird names. Like, how do these guys make calls for themselves in the match? Imagine giving a wrong call out just because you cannot recollect your teammate's correct name.
Bomb
That's
located by attackers.
yeah. Anyways, we'll be seeing ourselves head into round 5 here. Airy losing a little bit of HP. That was from the Ash charge that came from down below, but that is still not enough to dislodge the mute jammer that is stopping the breach of the Hibana from happening. The Nomad charges are what are stopping the aggression coming in from the side of Team Area 69. Still see the Ash charge being deployed, and I think now the breach is supposed to happen. No, it won't. Spidey time meanwhile finds enemy, that is Skyrax, down and dusted. Your Vigil goes down, that's your breacher, rather roamer, but the breach is happening as well. The breach will go out. Insanity is going to find precision. Looks like this time around the attack from the side of Team Area 69 is paying them off and the way that they wanted to. Eerie brings out a prone peak, but Exotic is the one who's on the 90 hallway flank. He's gonna get spotted out by the drone. He's suspecting somebody rapid outside the window, but there's going to be nobody as of now. Exotic still rolling down very smooth, very steady. Nothing to worry about for the Jaeger so far, but Spidey peeks in. He's gonna lose that gunfight somehow. I don't know what the Jaeger was thinking, but Spidey goes down to the Maestro. Now the plant is going down, and it's all down to Eerie. He's gonna chime in as well. A nice frag onto the Zofia. A 4 versus 3 essentially, because the Jackal is going to be down. He comes in from the Hibana, is gonna get punished. Money goes down. Kill switch making his way close to the bar table. He doesn't know that the revive is coming in, or I think he does. Insanity meanwhile finds another. He's got to go for these pre-fires, but he won't land them because there's a breach watching him, and that'll be Insanity to come up with the finisher onto Kyrax, and Team Area 69 get themselves another round on board. A nice one, in fact, for that matter.
Very well played indeed for Team Area 69 here on the round on Aviator and Games Room. Round 5 that was. And that's going to make the score 3-2 going into round 6. 1 round away from a roll swap itself. We're going to be going back to Aviator Games Room, as looks like Kyrax are not particularly fond of the first floor sites here in Villa. Not sure why you wouldn't be. Dining and kitchen is a very, very good site. I could vouch for that those rooms myself. And Foxy, of course, knows exactly what I'm talking about. But different teams have different ways of defending different sites, and maybe Kyrax just doesn't feel very confident with the dining and kitchen room. Understandably so. You know, you don't have to be a team doesn't have to be a master at every single site on any map. That is, of course, pretty much impossible to remember, to have a mastery over a map completely, but it's not impossible at the same time. But Kyrax, for the meanwhile, they're going to be going back to Aviator Games Room. They definitely want to win this round out to secure themselves in the lead going into Roll Shop for 2, while Team Area 69 want to pretty much make a clean start when they come to defense. Post Roll Shop, that would mean making it a 3-3 round score and effectively starting from a round differential of 0.
5 seconds to go.
And whether or not they'll be able to do that is definitely going to be interesting. We see a nice placement by Eerie of one of the Wamai charges below the hatch inside of offices that still has a large enough radius to catch projectiles that are going to be thrown towards the door of sight. That is Aviator. We see a lot of rotations and lines of sight being made by the mute, of course, using that shotgun to great effect, and enemy over there using the bandit batteries to shut down the wall of Aviator facing into study room. Manny, in the meanwhile, on the rappel onto the office balcony, as we have the Zofia on the first floor in Art Studio. He's probably seen and taken out the Wamai charge quickly, but there's ADSs inside the site as well, mind you, and there's bandit batteries that need to be taken care of. Since there is no IQ and the Thatcher is banned, that is going to be Zofia's job for the time being. If Team Area 69, of course, want to depend on the Zofia for that, but there's Ash down there actually. Another look at it, and it looks like it is Ash's job. Aussie, but no, he's gonna be taken out as the bandit finds her, and Spidey Time finds the bandit. That's enemy on the first floor, and that's a couple of kills very quickly, making it a 4-4 round score. We've got Insanity going for a little bit of a melee punch hole into the door of Aviator below the desk of Study as Abana's finishing up the breach onto the games room wall. There's the Maestro behind that desk, mind you, and he's going to be seen and lit up quite a bit, but the Alda is firing away. The Baron comes out. Zim's going to find Eerie. Instead, that's the Omai down, and the kill switch is down but not out as well. He's going to be taken care of soon, probably, as there we go. Manny's Bearing 9's going to do that. Spidey time in the meanwhile gets taken out by Exotic, as it's all done to Precision and Exotic to make plays happen in this 3v2 situation. Team Area 69 are looking to push into Games Room for that matter, as Exotic giving away his position by breaking open the door with bullets instead of, I don't know, anything else, but he's going to move towards 90 hallway as the push into site is coming in, and Precision, he's so careful with that. He knows that there's a prone peek happening from the Hibana, and he has to be very careful of peeking at Games Room, and Exotic's here to take down Insanity in the meanwhile. That's a double kill for the Jaeger, making it a 2v2 really quickly. Mute looked away at the wrong time, and he's not going to be able to steady his aim, as Zim will take down Exotic as well, while Manny took down Precision in front of us, and that is going to give the attacking team, Team Area 69, the chance they need to equalize the scoreboard 3-3, no one's favor, going into round 7. Hello? What's happening? Excuse me. I was a little confused there because of everything going on. I had a bit of a blurring on my screen of the feed that I get on Discord, so I thought maybe it was my internet messing up. I had to check the ping really quickly, and it's still fine. I'm still here, unless Discord itself decides to bug out. I hope not, obviously, but some things we have to be careful of course. Anyway, coming back to the match itself, round 7 is in play. The role swap has happened, and it is a 3-3 scoreline between Team Area 69 and Kyrax. Kyrax are now on the attack, and Area 69 on the defense, and it should be a very exciting next set of rounds, which will determine which team takes the victory in this matchup and proceeds to be one step closer to getting in to Division 3, of course. All of the plays today, the offline matches, and of course the stream matches, all of it is for the teams to solidify their positions to get into Division 3. And unfortunately, we will be saying goodbye to, I believe, 2 teams out of the 8 that we have today. So, you know, you can't win everything, and everyone can't be winners at the same time. So, a couple of teams will be saying goodbye in the WD Black the Esports Club League for Rainbow Six Siege. Of course, which teams have managed to qualify will be put up on the socials of the Esports Club. So make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and all of the other social media pages that we are active on. Come back to round 7 right now. We see Manny with the mute putting down jammers in the positions that are required, but Kyrax do have the IQ that's enemy out there with the RED scanner on that German operator. He's going to be very useful to find those ADSs, the Womai charges, but for now he's going to be breaching the window of astronomy. Shots are going to be fired back in his general direction, and now he knows that there are people watching this angle. There's a castle inside of astronomy, that is. Spidey time. He's going to go on the cameras to try and see whatever intel he can get. And he does see somebody going in to main hall. That is Jackal over here. That's Eerie on a roundabout outside of the bathroom window of the first floor. We've got kill switch on the Thermite outside of bedroom. Looks like he might want to go for an upside down rappel, as Exotic is also looking to push in to bedroom as well. Aussie is inside of walk-in closet though, and he will prove to be the issue. And yes, he will. He's going to take on Exotic, and that is the Zofia gone. As kill switch finds Spidey time instead, he's going to have to push up to try and find this one. Mai sitting inside of walk-in closet. He is, of course, going to be the pain that team Kyrax need to relieve themselves of. Thermite's trying to go for the peak, but he knows that the Womai's in there. He's going to take some shots, tag up the Womai and get tagged up himself. There's a castle barricade on the door of walk-in closet, preventing the push from going in to the attackers is going to be going in, but IQ's going to go for the vault, and there we go. That is exactly what they needed. The crossfire from the Thermite, and the IQ is going to take out the Womai as a grenade is being prepared. And the enemy gets another one. That's Zim off the board, and the 552 is coming alive from the IQ right now. Manny takes a bit of damage. Not sure where that came from. Probably the grenade from Precision from below. Or I'm not entirely certain where else it could have come from for that matter. Insanity is, of course, the only other defender left alive with Manny, and he's on full HP. The Jaeger fighting in Astronomy. He knows that there's a couple there. He finds one, but he's going to be taken out as well, as it's now a 1v2. Manny took down Eerie in the meanwhile, making it a 1v2 for himself to try and play in. He's got to squeeze out a victory here. Will he be able to? He's got 30 seconds to play with, and the attackers haven't gone for the diffuser for the time being. He's going to peek, but there's somebody on Astro Stairs. That's the sleds. No! Precision! He was just too exposed in that situation. And Manny's going to get the one tap nice and easily from
15 seconds left.
that particular angle on Astronomy Stairs. Killswitch is going to be going for the plant. He needs to for that matter. He's almost out of time. As Manny's going to be going for the peak. He knows that where the thermite's planting, and he will get the kill. The clutch comes out from the mute. Manny, the 1v2 and the denial of the plant, giving his team, the defenders for that matter, Team Area 69, round 7.
So time was definitely not in the favor of the attacking team over there. The Thermite knew that he had to stick the plan or possibly go for the frag chase. Looks like he just chose to stick it, but in a position that was a little too exposed for the mute to take the advantage of. And a nice one tap on the sledge as well. Got himself a 1v2 clutch. A really nice one. In fact, Manny bring out the guns alive for Team 69 as we proceed to round 8 as looks like the side swap is definitely bringing out the dynamic in how these both these teams play out on each other. Kyrax took out an early advantage against Team 69, and looks like Team 69 is just making the comeback happen. Look at this. They're already sitting in an advantage off of the back of what Kyrax is sitting on, and
As many bombs as they can.
looks like now we'll be seeing ourselves head into a 4-3 onto round 8. Let's take a quick look at the scoreboard. Meanwhile, Manny with 5 kills. All right, that's actually on the side of Team Area 69. We have the kills a little too well distributed, but Killswitch has got himself 8 assists. He's been tagging up every single person, I believe that is. I'm not even sure what operator he was playing when he was on defense. Was it Legion? You know, an operator like that gets you so many assists on board, but yeah, you know, it is really bizarre that having 3 players on your team dropping 7 frags for yourself, while the person with 8 assists takes up the spot on top as the MVP. But maybe that is the MVP. You know, that's what we all love about this game. It's not about the kills that you rack on board for yourselves. It's about the teamwork that goes in to make all of that happen. The kills obviously only show they're just merely numbers. In fact, it's not exactly a display of deciding anybody's skill set for that matter. But that out of the way, we'll be seeing Eerie bring out the IQ and the command of all guns. So I was expecting him to use the LMG. I expect everybody to use the LMG since the angle has come on, angle grip has come on, in fact.
Bomb located by
And they're trying to find anybody he can. Manny will be holding down on the main stairs, and it looks like the my charges are being taken down from down below. And the pistol suppressor does get hurt up by Manny here. The Vamai is going to go for a little bit of a peek with the MP5K in his hand. Spots at the drone, takes it out as well. He's got himself a nice shield to work with, but the push from the bottom could happen any moment now. Precision along with Exotic is making the push from the side of Kyrax, the attacking team. Oh, the head does get spotted out. No, it won't. Manny's going to find himself a frag. Here he goes down. That's your IQ off the board. No more of the RED scanner comes out, at least not from him. Exotic is going to creep up on him, and he's going to lose that fight as well. Vamai once again with the double kill. Manny comes up very, well, look at that, a triple kill from him until he gets shut down by the Nomad of enemy. That's a 2 versus 3, heavily in the favor of Team Area 69, the way they look at right now. And the HP off of the board of the Nomad is a little something that they've got to worry about. The Goyo shields as well being put to use from the side of Team Area 69 could stop the attack from the side right in the tracks. So there you go. As I speak about it, a first track comes in from Insanity and the other one from Spidey from the 90 hallway all the way onto the classical main stairs. The Nomad goes down and Team Area 69 take the victory over the fall of Kyrax in that attacking round and proceed to round 9.
5-3 is the scoreline on round 9 right now, and that leaves Team Area 69 one round away from match point 2 from a potential victory, while Kyrax are staring down the proverbial barrel pretty hard. They have to come back by 2 rounds back-to-back in their favor if they want to equalize and keep themselves alive in this match. Dining Room Kitchen is going to be the site selected by Team Area 69, having 1 trophy and Aviator back-to-back, and Zim is going to go for the 6th pick out of the Mira into the Pulse right here. We also see a second one from Killswitch out of the Zofia into the Twitch. So a couple of good operator selections, although Zofia for Twitch, definitely a trade for utility for utility. Yeah, that one's a little bit more nuanced than I initially thought, but you know, I'm not gonna rack my brains too hard about an operator choice made by Kyrax right now. Killswitch, you know, he's free to play whatever operator that his team needs, and they probably decided, all right, we need to switch this round over someone else. Let's swap out the Sophia, and they do have the Buck, they have Ash, they have Jackal, so plenty of soft breach capability brought in by just those 3 operators. If Eerie is packing breach charges, then that's even more soft breach that they can have. So, you know, just little things. In fact, speaking of Trish, she's gonna do a little bit of tasing. That is 1 HP off of the mute. Manny has taken that little teeny tiny bit of damage. After, of course, Twitch's damage nerf down from 10 to 1, which was pretty big. She's, like, when she tases operators, of course, she's more of like an annoying pest, if anything, rather than something that would actually reduce your HP massively. Coming into the round right now, of course, action phase is in effect, and we do have shots being fired all over the place as Kyrax is setting up their positions. Getting onto the 2nd floor bedroom is their top priority right now because they can look directly down towards sight by making vertical lines of sight using their shotguns and breach charges, and of course, Ash's main breaching rounds. And we do have, speaking of Ash, of course, she's running around just outside the map with IQ, also trying to get their positions in place. We do have, I believe that's Castle, not sure if that is Aussie. Up there, that looks to be Aussie because Zim is below. The Pulse is giving away intel with the cardiac sensor, making sure that he knows where the attackers are. And he will, in fact, see Eerie jump into bathroom. He knows she's directly above him as he is going to take down Insanity. Meanwhile, but Exotic is going to go down as Killswitch finds Aussie. Aussie was the one who took down Exotic, and Killswitch will refrag nice and quickly. Eerie is actually going to take down Spidey Time as well, making it a 2v4. Suddenly, Team Area 69 very heavily on the back foot. They're behind by 2 operators on the man count as breach charges are coming in from the side of the attack. And a C4 comes in again, but it's not going to do anything. Mute and Pulse C4s have not worked out in their favor as the Mute is going to get a little bit tinnitus by the breach charge above him, but no, he's not dead yet. Very lit up. This is Zim, Pulse. He's very lit up, but he's alive for the time being. Eerie is taking a bit of damage as well, and he's got to be careful of that as it's all down to, oh, the shots through the door from Eerie is going to give him the kill. And there we go. The Twitch is going to clean up from inside of Laundry onto Manny. Killswitch with the last kill, giving the attacking team Kyrax round 9. All right, then looks like we have a bit of a disconnect from the side of Team Area 69. One of their players is disconnected, and they have, in fact, called rehost. So we will, in fact, be going into a rehost. I know, a 5-4 situation on round 10 and a rehost now. Are you kidding me? We are not, unfortunately, dear viewers, as we'll be going into that rehost nice and quickly with more siege action coming to you on the other side of this rehost. Stay tuned. All right, then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the match between Kyrax and Team Area 69 on the map of Villa. The score stands at 5-4 right now. We are, of course, back from the rehost, and Team Area 69 are still in the lead, 1 round away from match point. But Kyrax might just be able to make a comeback, equalize the scoreline, and push even harder than they have before. I'm your host, Blackjack. Joining me, of course, is my co-host, Sam and Foxy, as we are going to be back for this game. Foxy, any thoughts on the match we've had so far? It is exciting, isn't it?
No, definitely. The way the rounds have been going in a to and fro fashion, we did see Kyrex take out a rather marginal score difference in the beginning of the match, but then Team Area 69 was here to shut them down, bring that comeback, and more than that, they even took away the advantage from Kyrex, and now they sit on a 5-4 with Kyrex getting the last round on board against 69. Looks like kitchen and dining did not really work out for the defending team, and something that they could have worked out, I don't know, I'm not sure, but it's just something that Team Area 69 just has to be a little more vigilant about what they're doing, because we did see the bodies drop out a little too quickly in the last round, and that was just Kyrex playing better, or if Team Area 69 was not paying enough attention that they were supposed to. But we'll be seeing another Castle and Vamai strat, but no Vamai is being employed here, so it looks like Oxy is going to be playing there with the Ella. He's definitely got the shotgun in his hands. A wooden barricade comes in, and not the castle one, in fact, as the castle barricade is going to be employed on the other side of the doorway. He's got himself a nice rotate as well, but he's running the Scorpion and not the shotgun. Interesting enough. A possible shield being demanded. I'm not sure what was asked of them. I think barbed wire. There you go. Insanity picks up his barbed wire, comes back up, and he's actually gone for quite the rotate here. Not gonna lie. So he's gonna fall back. Looks like he's I don't know what's going on. Anyways, Mani holds down the hallway with 2 ADSs for himself. All right, that's a lot of utility being spent along with the shield that he's been given. I'm assuming that is the shield of the Ella that is being deployed for the mute. But that out of the way, we'll still be seeing Oxy hold on in the closet. A walk-in closet, as the walk-in from the attackers is still due to happen. They'll be making that happen any moment now. Oxy hold this down to perfection. He's got a drone. He's going to take it out. Nothing to get panicked about. Nothing that Oxy has to worry about, in fact, for that matter. He's just going to hold down very. I'm not sure if the ADS are catching the stuns away, but a lot of utility being spelled, and the Nomad shot is going to get used, and he's going to get stunned. What is going on? But the Nomad is still going to win that fight. Precision comes in with the Han Solo pistol and wins that against Ziela. But mind you, barely winning that. In fact, he's going to be lit up all the way onto 10 HP or 5 HP for that matter. A Nomad charge comes into play. Enemy trying to find whoever is playing downstairs, but at the moment, nobody's going to be playing. Exotic makes his way inside bathroom, making this push happen, but he doesn't know there's a Jaeger waiting for him in the bathroom. He's going to get himself a nice frag. That is the equalizer as well. The man count now stands on a 4-4. Insanity is all down to him. He's holding a essentially very important choke point. He does get noticed out. He's just going to fall back. Does get lit up. I'm not sure from where, but Zim is here to heal himself back up. The dog doing what a dog does. He does spot at the Ash's head, but is not going to connect. As you know, it's an Ash, and you just cannot pop its head out just like that. 80 finds another beam, and the enemy gets one more. The Ash going ham, and that is it. Kayaks win round 10 and bring in the equalizer on board against Team Area 69, and now this match gets all the while more interesting because it stands to see on who's going to take away the match point first. Will it be Area 69 or will it be Kyrax? What are your thoughts on that, Blackjack? And what are your thoughts in the chat on anybody who's watching us from their homes?
Oh, this is going to be very exciting indeed. 5-5 in round 11. These next 2 rounds are the most important of this match so far, mind you. I say so far because if we have a 6-6 score, you know what it is. Overtime will be in play, making those 3 rounds the most important in the entire game. But for now, round 11 is in play. We see Aussie go for the switch out of the Ella into the Vigil, and we are going to go back to second floor trophy. And might I say, what a pickup from Kyrax in these last 2 rounds, rounds 9 and 10, going back to back in their favor with some brilliant attacking, brilliant coordination, and strategizing, and winning the gunfights by picking them when they need to. And even if it's not a particularly good gunfight that they decided to pick on, especially Precision's Nomad versus the Ella in the last round, he still managed to win that after that insanely massive mess that was made there. I'm not gonna pin that down purely to the skill of either operator. It was just a scramble. But you know, even if it wasn't the most ideal situation, it was still something they won out, just which helped them, excuse me, to win out the rest of the round. So round 11, of course, very important for both teams. The first to match point could potentially be the first to victory itself, or again, as I've stated before, overtime could be in play. We've got the Mozzie this time around from Aussie, and no, it's just a fairly standard set of operators. You see these all the time when it comes to Villa and Trophy. And speaking of Villa, of course, this is the second time we're seeing Villa today. The first match was between Saber Esports and Team Super, and Saber took that 7-0. It's earlier in the stream, and the VOD will be up soon as well. And of course, Play of the Week highlights are always there. So lots of Siege action coming up on all of our viewers' home screens very, very soon, for that matter, as we have droning coming in from Kyrax. Right now, they want to make sure they get all of the roamers cleared up as Eerie. Yep, there we go. The little camera bug. He knows that there's a Mozzie down here below pantry stairs, but he's going to choose to not peek that and move away for the time being, leaving Aussie enough room to come up. He hears the shots, but no, there's the Ash is going to get taken out. But now the IQ knows that there's a Mozzie down here, and Aussie's going to move back down to basement. Eerie's watching the doorway of pantry to make sure that he doesn't get peeked, but Aussie moved away. He ran, really, and he's moved away all the way to the other side of the map, for that matter, and he's going to get healed up by the Doc. Over here, for the matter, Zim does his job excellently, as Thummer's going to go for the breach onto the triple wall of Statutory Room. Right, I blanked out for a second there, do excuse me. We have Doc holding the long angle, Zim right here. He knows where the breach has happened, and he's got a good angle onto any potential heads, but the push into bathroom is also coming in from the side of Kyrax that Area 69 has to stop, and that is Exotic the Zofia right by the bathtub. He's got a little bit of a wall, a very small wall, partition to save himself with. And Sandy, very low on HP, is going to get healed up by the Doc just a little bit, and that's going to be the third and only stem Doc had left, as he's going to go down. Austin's going to get that kill onto the IQ, and the Australian has come alive for the side of Team Area 69. Shots being fired. Manny's a little low on HP as well, but all 5 defenders are alive. Asifa comes out, he's going to do a little bit of damage to Exotic, and another one is just going to take out the Nomad. That's Precision gone, making it a 5v2 right now. Jaeger takes a lot of bullets, and now the push has to come in as Jaeger goes prone. He's going to get taken out, but no, the Thermite gets refragged onto it. It's all down to a 3v1 as Zim takes down Aussie in the meanwhile. Not sure what happened there, and it's all down to Exotic, the Zofia, inside of bedroom to make something happen for his team. He's in a 1v3 clutch. Will he be able to win out this round? He's got so little time to get the kills. He doesn't even have Diffuser, which is in very heavily in favor of Team Area 69 right now. Only 5 seconds. He's going to have to go for the peak. There's somebody inside a bathroom coming for his head. Will he be able to do anything about this at all? No, he won't. Time will run out. And Team Area 69 will proceed to match point by winning out round 11 and making the score 6-5 on round 12.
Well, the first team to take over match point here definitely is going to be Team Area 69. Mind you, once again, as I keep emphasizing the fact that they did start off on a rather heavy disadvantage against how Kyrax was playing 3-1, and from there, their reign started. In fact, they started getting runs on board, they started racking up their kills. They made sure that they did what is necessary to get themselves the position that they stand on, that is 6-5 on match point. Aviator and Gamesroom is going to be the side that they'll be choosing to go to, and Goyo comes out from Zema from the Legion. Looks like the 6 pick is on. Looks like they want to be using the Legion and rather the Goyo instead of the Legion. Maybe that is what Kyrax is just not being able to fight against. But mind you, We did see the goal being employed the last time as well when we went to Aviator Games Room, and it was a perfectly executed run. That is for the second time that we saw Area 69 attempt to go for it. The first time did not exactly work in the favor, but it was still essentially a nice attempt. This time around, the no mute being employed though, just like we saw Kyrax bring out the mute. Oxy is going to bring out the bandit instead for the breach denial that they want to stop from happening. We won't be seeing any twitch or a bug being employed. The Zofia will be here though. And with the IQ that is really, looks like that is what they want to be employing for taking out the bandit charges from down below. You can do that anyway. That is what the game's beauty is. Not essentially that you want to be employing some specific set of operators to just establish yourself a rather achievable objective that can happen with any set of operators for that matter. Eerie brings out, looks like he's going to be establishing his entryway into the map through the garage. And he's standing on the black one. It's any moment now he'll be moving in, but there's no sneaky defenders like the Caveira or the Vigil being employed from Team Area 69. So nothing that Eerie has to worry about as of now. Enemy takes down the castle barricade that was onto that does open a line of sight onto landing. Well, let us see if he's going to find anything from it. Zim knows exactly where the peak is coming in from the Zofia now that the castle barricade has been taken away. And look at this. The crossfire is being established, all focus into making the landing area death box. Will enemy make it out of there is a real question. He's going to take down the shield as well. That's a Goyo shield off the board. And nobody will be allowed to play behind it. That also gives all the while lesser room for the castle to play on 90 hallway, as he has to be very careful with the peaks that he comes out for. Enemy comes on in. I don't think he's spotted out by whoever's playing inside trophy. But is there anybody doing that? Yes, that is Insanity. Does get hurt out by Precision. He's all the way on the other side of the castle barricade, that is. He's got to find the Jaeger any moment now. Insanity will be in the hotspot now that he's made his way back, but the breach is coming in from Thermite. He's going to find the Zofia. Does he find the Thermite? Although there's 3 attackers here, he's going to find one. He's going to spray away. He's going to find 3. 5 versus 2 in the favor heavily in the side of the defenders, and it's all down to Eerie now in a 1 versus 5 aceless situation. He's fine. There you go. That's a nice shot on the head. Insanity goes down. Eerie has to make the squad kill happen, and more than that, the ace to get themselves the round if they want to stay alive. Team Area 69 staring into the battle of the victory that they so badly need and so badly deserve for that matter. Eerie comes in with a few pre-fires, stretches. The bandit does get noticed out. I think there was a footstep that the IQ had here, but he won't here for long as he's dead and out. Team Area 69 walk away with the victory off of the back of the great comeback that they got for themselves and the equalizer in the halftime, and more than that, the 7-5 scoreline towards the end of this match here on Villa. Team Area 69, ladies and gentlemen, will be your victors in this match against Kyrax. And what a show of gun skill and what a play that we got to see from both these teams today on the finale of qualifiers.
Oh, absolutely. And that is going to be it for the match on Villa right here. Team Area 69 are going to be your victors. 7-5 is the scoreline. It came pretty close, but Area 69 just came out on top. And nice and a well played to them indeed. Well played to Kyrax as well. They put up a solid fight, but unfortunately they were just found wanting in a few too many areas where Team Area 69 got the jump on them. With that being said, that's going to be it for this match from myself, Blackjack, and of course my co-host Foxy, as we'll be back with the third and final stream match of the qualifiers day today, that is finale, and that is Team Self-Nade versus TRN8 Valiance, a game that is assuredly going to be very exciting indeed. So, more siege action coming to you on the other side of this break. Stay tuned.
The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a 0 becomes a 1, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power, experience the WD Black NVMe SSD. darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. And injustice. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG Ultragear gaming monitor.
All right then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WBAC, the Esports Club League for Rainbow Six Siege Season 3 Qualifiers, powered by LG Ultragear in association with ACD Fibernet, Zotac Gaming, and Games the Shop. I am your host, Blackjack. Joining me is my co-host, Sam and Foxy, as we are here for the final game of the finale day of Season 3 Qualifiers. Yes, it is, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. This is, as far as I'm aware anyway, the last game we're going to be seeing in the qualifiers for Season 3. It's going to be TRN Valiance versus Team Self-Nade. And this should be an exciting match indeed. The map is Consulate, which is a very huge change of pace because we don't actually get to see a whole lot of Consulate just in period when it comes to the entire WBAC, the Esports Club League for Rainbow Six Siege. So, with all of that out of the way, we are going to be quickly into the ban phase right here. Foxy, any thoughts on the match so far? Who do you think is going to win? Or, for a little closer to home, who do you think are going to be the bans?
I think we're expecting a possible Blackbeard ban, or even that out of the way, a Thatcher is still into play. We could see a ban of that. Oh, never mind. It's going to be a nomad ban first from Self-Nade. Looks like they want to bring out the aggression that they need for themselves on the defense, as that is exactly where they'll be starting off first. But speaking of the question that you asked me first, and the former one, TRN Valiance, they sit very comfortable with 6 points for themselves on the first spot on their group, while Self-Nade, they sit on the third. Mind you, they're sitting on the third spot. That means they're barely staring down into the elimination spot. That is the fourth spot right now that is being held by Kyrax. Kyrax has not won any game so far, and there's another offline game that is happening as we speak about it. Kyrax is fighting for their life. It does come down to if Kyrax manages to win their offline match and Self-Nade happens to lose this one of theirs, then Kyrax will become they'll get the promotion spot under Division 3 and not Self-Nade. Self-Nade will happen to get eliminated to Self-Nade, fighting for their life right now in this match. They've got to make sure to win this because it'll all come down to whether or not how their opponent is going to perform. And TRN Valiance, like I already said, they're topping the leaderboard. Even if they happen to lose this one, they're still going to be on second spot, and that does award them with the victory or with the spot, with a very secure spot on Division 3. But that out of the way, the bans will be Nomad, Capita, Valkyrie, and Mira to start off things on Consulate. We will not be seeing a Blackbeard or indeed even a Thatcher ban come out. We also sometimes see a bug ban come out when it's a map like Consulate. So much dynamic that the man offers. But as I speak about it, Archangel will bring out the bug. And speaking of which, let's take a quick look at the rosters. Archangel, Dibjol, Majema, Hermoine, and Sakib on the side of TRN Valiance, while we have Ethan, Watashi, Babemeister, Easy Peasy, and Yuno 2K on the side of Self-Nade, excuse me, as I just get a little confused with SN standing for Sunset Ninjas. Thatcher gets shifted back to Buck, and the Goyo is going to get 6 pick to the Pulse. But that out of the way, let's not waste any more time and get inside this action on the round one. Blackjack, the mic is all yours.
Thank you very much for that beautiful segue into the game right there, Foxy. All of our players are ready, and we are here for the action indeed. Or, to take the name of the player playing Bandit, Watashi ga kita, it's actually Japanese for I am here. And for all of our fellow weebs in chat, yes, I am in fact a weeb. I'm going to just come out and say it. That is, of course, the signature tagline of the character All Might in the series My Hero Academia. Very good series. I highly recommend anyone who hasn't seen it watch it. And of course, I am very, very happy to see that tagline be used as a name in R6. But that being said, that does bring a little bit of confusion to my head as to how I'm going to pronounce Call any kills he gets, as he actually did go for the spawn peak right there, but isn't going to find anybody through the thicket of trees right there, leaves and whatnot, and instead is going to go for a shock wire on the double window of the meeting room. Sakib in the meanwhile is going to be going for the rappel on to admin window. He's going to be joined by a fellow attacker, that's Hermy1, and they're both, with the help of, looks like Dibjol the Ash, are going to be pushing administration office with Majima on the copy room window as well. Looks like the Legion is pretty cornered right. He's taking a lot of shots, but he's just managed to get away at 1 HP. Babmeister just barely getting away with that as he's concussed as well now with the push coming from copy room as well. Ethan is trying to fight for his life as the Zofia is firing away easy peasy, takes a few shots as well. A go mine comes out, but that should be quickly taken care of, and it is by the Hibana repelling there. Joining us happening, of course, at the same time as the Buck is opening up the window of one of the windows, and oh no, the Legion gets taken out by Dipchol sitting in administration office. Sakib gets one more, but he gets taken out by Yuno, and that is going to be a big set of kills right here from these operators. It is a 3 versus 3. Oh, make that Yuno takes one. That's Archangel, and excuse me, lost myself for a second there, but it is a 3v2 right now. Easy peasy and Watashi ga Kita are all that's left for the side of Self-Nade on the defense, as the attackers are definitely looking to make that. So Kaplan comes out, is going to connect it. I think they did.
Attackers bomb the diffuser has been spotted.
Well, since with the internet difficulties being faced on our end, just the awkward silence that we had to greet you with towards the end of the round, but a nice salvage of, I'll have to say that, what Self-Nade brought out for themselves, working their way up in a 2 versus 4 against Valiants, getting maximum map control for them, using the utility to perfection as well, and more than that, the speed advantage that they had, and Watashi ga Kita stepping up for his team, got himself the 3K to finish off, and more than that, got them the secured round victory. And that being said, we'll be proceeding on to the cafeteria garage, and this is something I keep implying always. The Bandit, half of the time on in the game on matches like these, you don't need, there was essentially no use of the Bandit being employed on the top floor defense. The console office defense, Bandit is not really necessary. There's no denial that he's offering with his Bandit batteries. It's just his gun and his C4 that turns out to be, and his speed for that matter, that turns out to be very, very nice and very advantageous for that matter, and very useful, that we did see Bandit make the best out of it as well. Really well played by him, but let us see as we go into this match, will we find more plays from Watashi ga Kita, or will we see Valiants bring out their guns alive? I've got to say this, Valiants, some amazing gun skill that these players have. I've seen them play this game for a really long time, and more than that, I myself happen to face them quite a lot when I happen to play ranked matches. And Watashi ga Kita this time around, he's gonna get lit up a little bit this time. He's a little late to the spawn peak, or a little too early maybe, as he has to make his way. He has to prone his way out of here. He's gonna do exactly that. He can never be extra sure, you know. Thermite charge is going off, but that's the wrong wall that you are Bandit tricking. He's gonna move back on the drone hole. Watashi, he is a little too amped. I've got to say that. The pacing of this man is a little too quick for anybody, for that matter, to keep a track on. No, it is just how he likes to play, I guess. Archangel brings out the Bug that is on the top floor. They're going for the top floor. Roam clear. There's nobody to greet them, at least not for now. Valiant's being very methodical with this. Something that I really like to see, methodical plays, and a structure in a team that is followed all around. The castle barricades, making sure that the anti-chamber hallway is being covered for the Jaeger to just freely roam around. He's got more than enough room to work with, but there's nobody going to be outside the breach as well. The breach is just done as an insurance for when they want to go for the plan towards the end execute, and that is why Valiants, I said, they're good with the execute. They've got rather they're good with the structure that they're following. It only stands to see if the execute turns in their favor or not, because very honestly, Self-Nade are being a little too unpredictable. Sakib brings out the Zofia charges that is going to take down the castle barricade that was on the down of the cafeteria hallway, and as well at the bottom of the Visa stairs. Army 1, alright, now that Blackjack made me realize what that spelling is. I read that as Hermione before. So Dipjol brings out the guns alive with the R4C, and the Jaeger is getting tagged along quite a bit. He's gonna get taken off. Archangel perfectly using his soft freeze potential to take down the Jaeger. not enough reinforcements on the top floor is also not going to allow the Jaeger to play with all the comfortability that he wants to be played with. Archangel is going to take a little bit of damage with that C4 that did come out, but the Preek is already in from the Ash. Very well played by Dipjol. He's going to take down Watashi. That's a very influential operator of the board. Ethan and Yuna is all that is left for the side of Self-Made to make this conversion happen. And more than that, get themselves the denial. A denial isn't to play from their defensive side, but it only stands to see if they happen to stay alive while that goes down. Archangel makes his way down and he's going to win that gunfight as well against the Echo. He's going to go down and everybody drop like flies as Tyrion and Radiance bring out a flawless round on the second round of their attack. First round did not exactly work out for them, but they are here now. They are here to bring out a rather... Look at that. The Zofia ignoring the first few shots on the Maest and prioritizing a kill over onto the security room. All right, Radiance, bring out the guns alive. Definitely, just to speak about it. This body's dropping left, right, and center for the side of Self-Made. Just not able to stand up against the gunplay that was brought on the attacking team. That being said, we'll be proceeding to round 3 once again on the cafeteria garage as Self-Made will be attempting that site once more.
And speaking of attempting cafeteria garage once again, looks like we might be seeing what Shigakita go for. The Caveira 6th pick out of the Rook right there. He's sitting there, and yes, the confirmation has come in. So there may yet be a chance for the two of us to yell interrogation, something both of us look forward to every time a Caveira is brought into play. And whether or not this Caveira is able to fulfill that desire of ours remains to be seen. Now, one thing I would like to say, Fox, you know, when you mentioned that when I said the IQ's name as Hermy1, you said, okay, maybe that is the correct spelling. I just realized he could also be referring to Hermione from Harry Potter, right? That's what you said initially. It didn't click in my head instantly. I'm not sure why, but oh well, you know, things happen. And I haven't exactly had the best headspace today. Not sure why. Hopefully I can get better as we go along in this final match of the qualifiers. The hype is certainly there. Don't get me wrong. I'm very excited for the matches here today as we see Yuno with the pulse this time around sitting on yellow stairs in a rather curious position right next to the door of yellow stairs for that matter. As we're hearing shots go off all over the map from the Ash, that's Dipjol. Archangel playing the buck this time around once again, of course, as looks like Hermione is going to be going for roam clear with the IQ. He's taking out the barricades just enough for the drone to be thrown in. Droning is happening, and Tier 9 Valiants are well underway in this action phase. And for the most part, it's fairly standard stuff we're seeing here. We're seeing Dipjol go for the rappel on to the double window of console. He breaks it down completely with the R4C. And Ash, of course, is sitting here waiting for any roamers to peek. No one's here, of course. No one's on the top floor from the looks of things, as a drone is there to help. It looks like that's Archangel's drone as well. So plenty of intel for both roam clear operators here on the top floor. Actually, all three of them, because Saqib, the Zofia, is on admin. I saw that a little later than I probably should have. Dipjol rotates down the yellow stairs right now, or as it's called, exit stairs on the compass. There's somebody actually playing inside of a spiral, lower spiral that is, and one inside of Visa as well. That might just be the Caveira by Visa, but who's in spiral? That could be the Jaeger. That's easy peasy, and he might get a kill onto Ash if Dipjol doesn't realize that there's somebody there. He's backing off slowly, trying to reduce the amount of noise he makes, but easy peasy is here to get a kill if the Ash gets careless. All he has to do is wait so patiently that he's doing right now. And Dipjol, he's picking the angle where he knows maybe there's a Caveira, and Caveira, of course, in the office of Tellers, as we did hear one of Thermite's breaching charges go out. Looks like a hatch was broken somewhere. As a C4 comes out, it's going to find Archangel, and no, the Caveira goes down as well, while trying to rotate down a hatch. That's Dipjol taking the kill onto Watashika, and that is a 4 versus 4 right now. Equalized man count. The Pulse has found people on top of Ultragear. He's going to go for the peak, and he should find the IQ. No, he's going to miss so many shots. He still gets the down, and he will miss the confirmation of the kill. He will still get it, and barely gets away from the Ash. Hermione is down, and that is going to make it a 3 versus 4. and make that a 2 versus 4, a 1 versus 4. Easy peasy is going off. The Jaeger with a double kill sitting above yellow stairs, and it's all done to Majima, and he's going to be taken out as well from peeking yellow stairs. That's Papmeister sitting by the white van of Garage, and that will give Team Selfnade round 3. 2-1 is the scoreline going into the third round right here, and it is definitely very, very exciting to see how this match progresses from this point onwards. We're going to be going back to console office from the side of the defense because, of course, 3 rounds have passed since Team Selfnade played and won that particular site. They can go back to it with all of the leisure in the world. The 6 comes out from Yuno. He's going to go out of the visual into the Pulse, and Archangel out of the Buck into the Blackbeard. All right, then this is one of the picks you get to see a lot of when it comes to the site of console on the second floor, because the Blackbeard is very instrumental for sitting on the double window rappel, or like for the most part a rappel window where he has a large line of sight. Usually it's the double window in console office, but it can be changed up depending on where the attackers are pushing from, where their advantages lie, and where they have the most run-out denial. Because of course, as a Blackbeard rappelling on the double window of console office, you have to be careful of the run-out from Garage and from Yellow Stairs door. You can always claim around the Yellow Stairs door, but the run-out from Garage is a little trickier to deal with should any defender impact out that particular wall and go for it in a full pelt sprint out to the van and get an angle onto said Blackbeard. Now, whether or not Archangel goes for that rappel, and if he does, how the team of TR and Valence is going to cover him is going to be very interesting to see as well. To see what she can get that one reinforcement out on the bathroom wall with one of his impacts used to make a rotate, while the other one was used to reinforce that little small cubby inside of console office. I think it's called Closet on the Compass. I'm not entirely certain. We have, once again, the 4-man admin rappel here. We've got the IQ, we've got Majima, Archangel covering the run out from the meeting double window so that Digital can drone away to all his leisure as the rappel comes in from Hermione and Sakib, for that matter, as the IQ and Zofia made their way into admin. The Ash is going to join them, and we have Majima rappelling copy room window still. Archangel, of course, is now free to do whatever he so chooses, and he's going to be droning for a bit, making sure he has all the lines of sight that he needs, all the information that he needs as a canister from smoke goes out to deny visual on that single wall of admin. Ooh, Majima, some shots were fired in his general direction, but he repelled away just in time to save his head as the Legion's coming in for a peek, but more canisters are coming up from smoke, and Watashi Kita and Ethan are here to try and get a couple of kills, and Zofia using up both of those impacts, didn't really get anything as shots are being fired. Ethan's gonna get one, but he's gonna get refragged onto by Sakib, and then he's gonna take the Moz at the board, but not before the Ash went down. More shots are being fired as Hermione takes a bit of damage from the SMG-11 of smoke. Not sure where that's going down, and in the meanwhile, the Legion is sitting in a long desk. He's rotated back into meeting room, and there's an upside down rappel up there that he has to be very careful of. He's playing behind the bomb. Shots are being fired in his general direction as Papmeister is sitting at the door of meeting, barely out of sight. Oh, Arkin is actually going to get Watashi Kekeda, and that is going to be the Legion of the board. Making it a 3 versus 4 right now. Selfnade a little bit in the disadvantage, but they have the time that they need. And actually, Hermione is down. Not sure what happened then. Oh, the smoke goes for the peak, taking down the Blackbeard, peeking him to his face as it's now 2v3. Maybe not actually a 1v3 as Majima's the only one left standing. Hermione is down, and easy peasy, Papmeister and Yuno are going to be taking full advantage of this situation to win out the round for their team. That is Selfnade right here. There we go. The kill is confirmed by Yuno onto Hermione, leaving Hibana truly the last one standing. Majima has to try and make something of this in this 1 versus 3 situation. Will he be able to? He's got a goo mine on his shin, and he's got to be careful of the defenders playing around above him, of course, as all of them have pretty much moved back to sight. There we go, with about 10 seconds and less left in the round. The Pulse is going to peek on Spiral and get the Hibana, and that is Yuno taking down Majima, giving Selfnade round 4, extending their lead just a little bit further.
Yep, Self-Made really playing well on the defensive rounds that they've got for themselves, but we have seen this before on Villa as well. 3-1 in the favor of the defense now, and mind you, in a map that is attacker favored, Valiant's just not able to fight against. I think it's just coming down to Self-Made being a little too random. There's not essentially a structure that Self-Made is following, and I think you'll agree with me on that, Blackjack. Like, we're just seeing some small, very little pocket adaptations that Self-Made is making. It's not essentially a huge difference, but that is enough to scare Valiants on the back foot. That being said, we'll be seeing the Caveira being brought on to play. The Kaid goes onto the
Attackers
six-pick
need to
ticket,
locate and
and
defuse the bomb.
yeah, it looks like we'll be seeing ourselves ahead inside round 5 here.
Bomb located by attackers.
The shield comes out in the play from Pabmeister, and yeah, the lobby hole, I'm not exactly sure if the operator lineup is something you want to be running. Let us see if that is going to be fruitful in the favor of Self-Made or not. Watashi brings out the SMG and not the shotgun on the Caveira. Watashi, he's been amazing with his play so far, and more than that, he's also bringing out the dynamic that he offers. That is being a little too unpredictable, as I like to call it, the monkeying business that he's been doing so far. Here on Valiant's not able to stand up against them, and yeah, that's how 4 rounds have gone down
Located a bomb.
in this match. 5th round will be up and running. Archangel brings out the buck once again, and not exactly operator world swap that we're getting to see from the Valiants this time around. Let us see if the operators that they're running still turn out to be fruitful for them or not. Another admin push from the side of Valiants is into play. Easy peasy with the Jaeger going to be holding down on the top floor. That is the admins as well. Watashi actually is playing a little too close onwards the side of Cubby and the paintings towards the double window rappel of the console. Drone comes in, he's going to spot him out. That's the Caveira. Now the calls have been made, and he is in the line of sight of the Ash and the Crossfire between the buck as well. He's going to fall back and fall down. Archangel does quick work out the Caveira. Yeah, could have played that with a little more patience. Could have even managed to get some time off the attackers, if not even a kill. But looks like Easy Peasy will be doing all the while more work for the defenders to take the other drones. Maneuvers back into the corner, that is the northeast one, and he's making his way back on the copier window. He's gonna land his headshot, and that's the diffuser down along with the thermite. But there's the IQ here, and along with the Ash to greet him. Hermione is gonna drop that kill onto Easy Peasy in an easy peasy manner. A 4 versus 3, Ethan, Pabmeister, and Juno. So all that is left. Juno brings out the guns alive. In fact, the shield still in his back pocket. Could even step down to use this one, but let us see if he happens to bring that alive for him or not. The Yokai's definitely being put to use. Information being traded off. Ethan still holding down aside with the ACOG that he has for himself. All 3 smoke bays will be in the back pocket of the smoke as well. Juno has to make some plays happen. He's the only one on the flank and the only one who can catch the attackers off guard. A 4 versus 3 is still in the favor in terms of how the man count looks like of the attacking team that is here in Valiants. But let us see if Self may bring out something destructive or something unpredictable that Valiants can just not fight against. Deciding to go for the flank eventually. There's a flank run possibly watching this maneuver come in from the Echo. Any moment now, he'll be using the ACOG to peek the hallway. But there's nobody watching him so far. There's not essentially enough utility being expelled in terms of how they want to cover the flank from Juno coming in. And like I said, this is the influential play that could matter if timed right. The end plan and the end execute from the side of the attackers are happening slowly as Pabmeister comes out with his smoke babes. Ethan is going to be watching this long angle, but the Ash is not going to see that the Echo is into play. Archangel is going to drop Pabmeister. That's a smoke off the board. Only 15 seconds left, and oh boy, Echo, what are you doing? That's not a spot you want to be playing on. You get spotted out from the main doorway in the double door, and Sakib is here to get the final frag onto Ethan as well. That was a bad play from Juno. Could have gotten his team around there just all by himself, staying alive for a little while more, because we know for a fact that TR Valiants had to go for the plan. The moment they had to go for the plan, all they had was just trade off information. They had so many operators trading information off. That is what they had to strive on, but Self-Made really bring it too close to converting that into a victory for themselves and taking it a 4-2, but instead it'll be a 3-2 scoreline as we proceed to round 6.
Absolutely well said right there, Foxy. A little bit of an unfortunate play coming out from right there, but yeah, he's going to be he's going to be a little upset about that, unfortunately. And understandably so too. Peeking the hats that way was not in his best interest. Staying away from it and making sure that any other angles that needed to be covered were covered would have served him
Attackers
a
have
lot
located
better.
a bomb.
But that's not what we got to see, and the rest, of course, as they say, is history. As now the score stands to 3-2. Self-Nade are still in the lead, but only by 1 round. They definitely want to extend this to 4v2 when for roll swap, and of course, round 6 means we are on the last round before roll swap. And 4-2 score for Self-Nade to play with on attack is definitely going to be very advantageous for them, while TNA Valiants definitely want practically a clean slate, if you will. A fresh start from a 3-3 equalized scoreline with 0 differential in the rounds.
Attackers are moving to defuse
But
the bomb.
are we going to be able to? Are we going to see that? Are we going to see a 4-2 or a 3-3? Of course, is the main question right here, and that all that all depends on what kind of plays both these teams bring out. As Foxy pointed out a couple rounds ago, the way Self-Nade has played so far, it's not about coordination so much as it's about being as random as you can, or so to speak, as anti-strategy as you can. Because TNA Valiants are trying to employ strategy, and then there's Self-Nade, you're like, for instance, a push onto admin into long distance when the site is console. You usually have 2 operators there, and that's what is expected, but then suddenly the Legion is jumping around everywhere trying to get kills, distracting everybody, all the drones, and then Mozzie comes out from his little hiding spot next to the vending machines, instead picks up 2 operators. And speaking of Mozzie, Ethan right here, he's come on to the service stairs, and he's gonna get 1, and he's gonna get 2. What a shot onto Archangel, the double kill for the Mozzie, and he's gonna retreat back, happy man, because he's gotten 2 very, very big kills. Hermione and Archangel, the IQ and the Zofia are down and off the board. And Self-Nade, just like I said, you can't really predict plays like that. You just have to sort of take them as they come. And Ethan definitely taking them as they come, as Dibjal right now on Visa stairs. He needs to be careful of the Mozzie right here, and Mozzie's gonna see him and take him out. No! The wrong peek comes out from the Ash, giving Ethan his 3rd in the round. The 3K for the Mozzie is secured. And it's such a lot of damage being done by Ethan onto the side of TNA Valiants, as it is just not looking good for the attacking team right now. Sakib's going to be trying to make some vertical angles so that Majima the Thermite can go for the breach, but he has to be careful. And the C4 from below comes out. That is with the C4. The Pulse gets that kill onto Sakib, and it's all down to Thermite in a 1 versus 5. He's got the breach open and the diffuser, and 60 seconds worth of time. He's going to go for the rotate towards the yellow stairs door, but there's 2 operators there. A Pulse with his cardiac sensor out. The elbow should be seen. In fact, the back is seen, and Majima takes out a little bit comically, of course, making it a 1 versus 4. He still has to get 4 more defenders, and there's 1 on top of yellow stairs. That's the Jaeger, looks like. Easy peasy up there, trying to peek him and secure the round for his team. In fact, Majima's going to go in, and that's his mistake, as the Jaeger will peek and take him out. Majima going down, giving Self-Nade round 6, extending their lead by 1 more round, making the score 4-2 into roll swap.
Self-Nade definitely taking the advantage of this ideology I have. This is me when I play ranked games. If I don't know what I'm doing, the opponents cannot predict what I'm doing. It's a little too random for Valiants, as they're being too over methodical. They're just like doing things that are standardly, on paper it's supposed to work, but they just do not have enough manpower, or more than that, they do not have enough adaptation capability that they have for themselves. So Self-Nade is a little too random with what they're doing, and it's working. I mean,
Protect your bombs from being
it's not bad if it works, right? Definitely not throwing shade on Self-Nade here. So it's not like I'm disrespecting them or something. They're playing amazing, and that is paying out for them. 4-2 on a map where it is attacker favored. That puts them all the way in more of an advantage. Now they're proceeding into the halftime, and Self-Nade, like I said, it is very, very crucial for this team to get their rounds on board and this match on board. as Valence have already secured themselves the Division 3 spot. As we proceed ahead into this round here, let us see on how round 7 will turn out. We'll be seeing, alright, that Saki brings it a pulse instead, and the operator rules up definitely is going to take me a while to just, just have a little bit of a look-see on who's playing what roles. So, on a map like console, we do see, a site like console rather, we do see the pulse being employed quite a lot on teams that heavily employ on that information that they like to trade off. But let us see on how things will turn out eventually. Juno brings out the IQ. He's got himself the LMG. My man Ethan is on the R4C and the rappelling the bathroom window of all things. A white beam comes in just a moment before the ass decides to go in the safe zone before she goes on to the drone. Hermione holding down with the Wamai charges. First flash comes in, but it's not going to catch because that Wamai charges came out later after the first flash came out. Hermione still holding down very safe. He's got himself a nice spot. Trying to get that elevated angle spot on top of the bathroom area here. He's going to get that. No, he's falling off of it as of now. The ass charge is what is dislodging the Wamai. He's not going to find that kill either. Tries to go for so many pre-fires. Ethan does not even lose enough HP as much as the Wamai has lost. Instead, a smoke canister is going to come out. And that is also going to dislodge the ash, at least for the moment. It's going to fall back. Or at least come back for the while. Majima comes in with a few pre-fires. That's all the way onto the double window rappel. Looks like Selfmade wants to go for a quick plant. Yes, it is. Fibernet already is going in for the plant, but the Maestro Cam is what is rotating him along the smoke waves. Fab has to rotate all the way back to the connector wall, but the Maestro is eating away so much HP with the Alta now into play. Watashi gets a frag onto him. Dibjol is here to fall to Watashi as well. A 3 versus 5 one very well. The plan is going down. There's no denial either from Saki, but he's going to be all the way downstairs. Watashi gets another, but only for Archangel to find Babamai. So that's your planter off the board. But for what cost? Because now is in Wayne. Archangel is going to find another. That's easy peasy off the board. Sakib onto one more. It's a 2 versus 2 established. But Watashi is here with the triple kill. It's all down to Sakib. But where's the man? The Pulse has still got the C4. He's going to throw that up. He's not going to find anybody in the position of it. Still full HP on both these attackers. Makes his way back from the top over yellow stairs. He does get spotted at any moment now, but this nice angle being employed by the IQ and the Hibana still on the rappel. Any moment now he'll get found out and he will self-nade take away round 7 from the clutches of an attempted comeback or an attempted retake that the defensive team of T100 Valence tried to present them with. Like I said, self-nade spacing is a little too fast for what Valence bring on board with their adaptations. Not quick enough.
Absolutely. And it just goes to show that sometimes, if you're up against a team that really likes to strategize and coordinate and adapt as soon as they have a little bit of a hiccup, all you really need is that one person at that one place at the right time to throw everything off whack, and that is exactly what Team Selfnade has done so far. And TRN8 just not having the best of days, shall we say, because of what Selfnade has pulled out so far. And even in the last round, even if it was it came a little close, admittedly. Pulse almost had a 1 versus 2 to clutch for himself, but unfortunately, he wasn't going to pull that off any second now because of the angles that were being held by the Hibana and the IQ. Making the scoreline 5-2 in favor of Selfnade. They sit 1 round away from match point here on round 8, and that is certainly quite the situation to be in if you're one of the members of TR8 Valiance or a fan of TR8 Valiance for that matter as well. Although, mind you, they could still make something out of this. They could possibly still go for a 5-5 equalizer, but will they be able to? Because they are facing a very uphill battle right now, and not to mention, should Selfnade win this round, they will be going to match point, making it nearly impossible for TR8 Valiance to make a comeback. Again, it's all down to whether or not TR8 are able to play the way they want to, as Ethan's made his way onto main stairs, and there's, curiously enough, a barricade protecting the Pulse from the peak from the hallway. He's got his cardiac sensor out, and he's going to see where the heartbeat inside of the first floor lobby. At least he should have by now, and given the call to the rest of his team. And he's got to be careful, mind you, because Ethan is not going to spare any quarter in hunting down this Pulse, because he knows with that barricade that there's somebody inside a bathroom at the very least. The Pulse knows that there's somebody here. He's just making sure there are no other attackers. And a drone is going to spot him as well. His exact location as the hatch above the ash has been taken care of. He's going to go for the peak. Some shots fired by the Pulse, but no, the UMP will not win, not against the G36, and that is going to be the end of Saqib as Ethan takes full advantage of that peak, but he makes a bit of a bad play as well, being exposed to the hatch, and Majima taking full advantage of that little misplay there from Ethan, making it a 4 versus 4, equalizing the man count. With a minute 35 left on the clock for both these teams right here, Self-Made have plenty of time to get their push in order and get it done for that matter. And TNA Villains, of course, have plenty of time to sit back, relax, and make sure that they have their play organized for the push inevitably coming in from Team Self-Made. Again, it all comes down to whether or not they'll be able to hold their fort, and if they are, how well are they going to be able to hold the fort? Papmeister throwing a EMP, and Dibjol takes on Watashi in the meanwhile, and he's going to go for the plant, actually, Papmeister. There is no pulse below, so he can be a little safe from the C4, as a smoke canister went out. In the meanwhile, he's taking a lot of damage, but the plant will still go off, and Papmeister barely gets away with it. Unit gets a 2K, and Papmeister will, in fact, go down to Majima, the Alda taking care of that operator. In the meanwhile, both attackers are very lit right now. Yuno inside a bathroom, and easy peasy on the rappel, I think. No, I think he's prone behind the desk, and Dibjol is actually going to find one. That's Yuno off the board, and the Thermite is the only one left in a 1v2 post plant. He's got to try and play for the kills, but no, the peek comes in from Majima. The Alda run out from the Maestro is going to get him the kill, and Dibjol's going to go for the counter defuse idea. He has plenty of time to pull it off, which will mean TRN Valiants are going to win round 8 and keep themselves alive and increase their hopes of a comeback here on Consulate. Alrighty then, 5-3 is the score line, and making that, of course, round going to TRN Valiants makes the lead that Self-Made has only 2 rounds ahead of themselves. And it's certainly going to be interesting to see how the rest of this match goes from here. Round 9, 5-3 is the score line, and Self-Made still sit 1 round away from match point, 2 rounds away from victory. And TRN Valiants, I think they might just be able to pull something out here. You know, a bit of a comeback. Equalizing the round count. Dare I say go for overtime? Of course, we would love to see that. Everyone would love to see that, I guess. And overtime is just one of those things that people love to see. So whether or not we go that far remains to be seen, of course. As round 9 is in play, garage, basement. Garage and cafeteria is the site of choice for TRN Valiants on the defense right now. We've got Hermione playing the mute, reinforcing inside of the first floor public bathroom. And he's going to have a mute jammer in here as well for whoever's going to be sitting here. An ADS from Dibjol as well, who's playing the Jaeger. The mute jammer goes down to stop the breach from Thermite. Everything that you can expect from a pretty normal setup sitting here on the first floor bathroom. No need to reinforce the hatch. All you need are a few mute jammers. In fact, this is going to be all 4. No, it's going to be 3. The 4th one, of course, was placed below on site itself on that little table where the radio usually sits. So it looks like Hermione himself is going to be sitting here with a shotgun on the mute, of course, and might I say a very good looking Black Eyes for that matter on the M590 A1 SAS shotgun. As droning is going to happen from the side of Self-Made, as Easy Peasy's already going to get the breach off nice and quickly. There's no mute jammer here, and of course no Bandit or Kaid from the side of TRN Valiants. They don't want to invest any utility on this wall whatsoever. They want to make sure that even if it gets breached, they have plenty of operators and utility in the right place to go for the plant denial. AMP comes out as Yuno is here as well with the Ying, and looks like the Candelas might come out very soon, but a canister from Smoke has come out as well. Majima knows that that push might just come in. They do know that there's a Ying from the reveal phase earlier in the op selection time, excuse me. As looks like Hibana and Zofia might be looking to push the first floor. Easy Peasy has rotated to the first floor as well, as Papmeister has been given the diffuser. So keep peeking a little wide from around the white van area, manages to make his way into cafeteria, just safely exiting garage for the time being, letting his evil eye do all the work, as Papmeister and Yuno are both droning in that general vicinity, and Hermione actually has not been pushed at all in the meanwhile. As Sophia Lifeline comes out, maybe trying to take out an evil eye that the Maestro had, as another canister comes out from smoke, stopping Papmeister's push, but he's going to push in anyway, and the thermite on the yellow stairs is covering for anybody in that general vicinity. The Ying Candelas come out as Easy Peasy goes onto Archangel, but Archangel goes onto Watashi, and that is going to leave it a 4 versus 4, make that a 4 versus 3. Hermione gets Watashi, making it a retake situation that the defenders had to play in. They have the man advantage, but they have to play against the time. Zakib is trying to long arm the diffuser, but there's plenty of cover coming in from the attackers. Looks like it might just be a very heavy-duty run out from the side of the defenders. At the very least, Deep Joel might be looking to go for it, and maybe the alibi on the stairs, but actually the mute, as Candela's come out on the yellow stairs, is going to stop the run out from happening. Deep Joel is rotated up as well. Hermione's going to go for the run out outside of Piano, as Meister's going to cover the counter. Reviews coming out from Majima. Will he be able to pull it? He is sticking it. He might just get it. He will. Yes, he will. Tiara Valiants are going to stick the counter defense, and the smoke is going to pull it off, just barely, nearly getting peeked by the Zofia, but just safe enough thanks to the cover from the Maestro. Well played to them. And that is going to give them round 9, making the scoreline 5-4 on Consulate.
That run, I get the fact that Self-Made, getting themselves that quick plant was something that was a priority for them, but they really played that bad in the post-match situation. So they had no top floor control. That gave all the while more room for the mute to he just walked in onto the side of Piano, picked up 2 kills on whoever was walking up from the side of yellow. There was the thermite getting taken away by the alibi, and the second kill, we did see that on the camera as well from the mute. The Archangel, I believe that was, he took down the second attacker. That means no top floor control. That is going to allow no second breach, mind you. Only one wall of that was breached. That means the defenders had all the while more cover for themselves to work with. They could always put their backs up any of those walls that were reinforced in the garage and just make the push happen whenever they wanted to. That being said, the planned location as well was a little too close towards taking the cover perfectly viable for the Maestro to just sit on the back of the white one there. Really well played by Williams. Scraping out the dust on the rusty start that they had, I think. They're looking very nice. They can even make this comeback happen. They could even get the equalizer this round around. Well, let us see if Self-Made is still going to calculate the consequences of things that they are. It looks like they're exactly not doing that, but let us see if they'll still do it anyway. The gridlock is into play from the side of Watashi, while Pabe is going to bring the Thatcher. I'd call him Pabe. It's just because I don't know why my brain just does not register him as a Pap Meister. It's just a short for. I'm gonna call him Pabe. It's my nickname that I've given him now, I think. Anyways, Ethan grappling up on the bathroom. That is the top bathroom window. There's somebody waiting for him. I believe that is Dib Jordan. That is not. Actually, I'm not sure who that was. That is Hermione. Inside of the bathrooms all the way. He's got himself the ACOG to work with as well as the lobby defense that they have to do. And that is why the top floor, presence is being felt by him as well. Socket on the Maestro. Dibjol is going to go for a run out. Alright, that's a very ballsy peak. The easy peasy goes down. That's a thermite of the board. But not exactly a side there where the thermite can prove to be influential. But then again, one could always argue that hard reach is always influential. Ethan brings up some pings, but nothing to convert over here, as looks like Self-Made is a little too scattered all around the map. I'm not sure what he's doing with near the piano windows, while Yunus made his way on top, but he's going to lose that gunfight against the Jaeger. Jaeger drops him as well. Waiting for a quick reheal from the duck. That is going to be Hermione. All right, Archangel brings the guns alive, and Papemeister goes down as well. It's all on Watashi and Ethan. Ethan has made his way inside admins, while Watashi is going to be sitting on Zulu on the west corridor, waiting for anybody to creep up the yellow stairs. Ethan making his way through long desk. The Maestro cam is not being watched, mind you. That means it's going to give them all the while more room to work with. I'm not sure what you're staring down into. And the dog is going to take advantage of the attention not being paid of that operator, while Majima drops the last frag onto a Tashi. And that is it. Gridlock gets taken off the board. And Waylands come back on this map with a 5-5 scoreline equalizer as we proceed to round 11. Both these teams 1 round away from taking in the match point status that they need for themselves.
Oh boy, indeed. 5-5 is the scoreline, making rounds 11 and 12 the most important in this match so far, since it's going to be 2 rounds before a team is able to actually win, as this match actually is pretty much a repeat telecast of the previous game that we had on Villa between Kyrex and Team Area 69. So that, you know, was a little bit of a coincidence right there. But as it were, some things happen, and some things, sometimes history just repeats itself, maybe even for the better. Who knows? We might actually see overtime this time around between both of these teams once one of them goes to match point, because of course nothing is going to stop the match point coming out from either TR90 Valiance or Self-Nade in this situation. Now, as to who is going to be doing what, that is something only time will tell, as it is definitely heating up right here. Now, we do apologize for the camera being on the roof right now. Our observer is AFK for just a minute. Do bear with us, as I will try to keep everybody entertained to the best of my ability. Now, coming back to the match at hand, right? Earlier, we were talking about... Oh, there we go. Foxy's back. So the camera is going to be moving as well. Nothing more than a little bit of time staring at the very lovely roof, of Consulate for the prep phase of round 11. What am I saying even? Coming back to the round in hand right here, round 11, as it is a 5-5 scoreline. Both teams would very much like to get a match point and attain victory from there, but will they be able to? That only time will tell. We've got the Echo in play this round from Majima, and that is going to be a very influential pick because, of course, we know how deadly Echo can be with his double yokai and his denial capability, especially when it comes to last-second diffuser plants, as Jones are going to be spotting Archangel sitting on the yellow stairs, and he takes care of both of them, and there's no push coming in behind those drones from the side of Self-Nade, so if anything, that wasn't exactly the best use of 2 drones. Of course, maybe Self-Nade's drone economy is just that good that they can afford to take 2 drones and plop them on yellow stairs, where our Smoke or anybody sitting here would take care of them, but I'm not one to judge for that matter. Archangel still on the yellow stairs right here. We've got Majima and Dibjal. We've got Hermione and Sakib. Everybody in position, waiting for this push to come in from the side of Tyranid Valence. A pre-placed smoke gas canister comes out from the side of Tyranid Valence. And Archangel, of course, is going to be waiting for an attacker to push as Sakib actually pushes... actually pushes up inside of console. We've got the Blackbeard repelling upside down. Watashi is out here. And he's definitely going to be interested to see what he gets. He's pre-firing at the table to try and find any feet of any operator sitting behind him, but no one is, of course, as we've got Pabmeister here inside of Copy Room, and he comes up from the Thatcher as well. Dibjal sitting inside of the little cubby area between the vending machine next to him and the wall behind him right now. A hard breach is happening from Thermite as well. Looks like that was the single wall of admins that overlooks the stairs into the side door of meeting. Dibjal's gonna be aware of that, and oh, he actually gets Ethan. What a shot from the Jaeger to take down the Thatcher. He's taking a little bit of damage himself, but he's gonna reload and sit here inside of Copy Room as his position has been given away. He hears the Thermite, and the Thermite is actually gonna win that off the back of a few callouts. Actually, that's that is a trade between both of those operators, as Majima nearly took off the head of his own teammate, and Yuno's actually going to take down Sakib, making it a 3 versus 3. Yuno's been down in the meanwhile inside of Long Days, but there's another operator sitting behind it, and Hermione's going to confirm the kill onto Yuno. Goya is popped as well, as the Blackbeard is trying to throw flashbangs into sight of meeting. Womai goes for a bit of a peek, and Blackbeard's trying to run through the smoke gas, and he will find the echo. Will he? No, he won't. He's going to go down, and so is the Buck. And oh boy, it was a mad scramble right at the end. The Buck actually didn't go down, but time is what ran out for the side of Self-Nade's attack, giving TRN8 Valiance round 11 and boosting them to match point. 6-5 is the scoreline going into match point right here for the side of TRN8 Valiance, as Watashi seems to have a little bit of an issue with the fact that he thought he shot Echo in the head, but not sure what happened there. Archangel's also complaining of a little bit of lag. Not sure what's happening to the servers. Hopefully everything stays relatively calm. We don't have any disconnections or any cause to go for a rehost, because the match is getting very, very exciting indeed. Round 12 is in play right here, and this is without a doubt so far the most important round for this match. As if TRN8 Valiance win this round, that'll be it for this entire match and the end of the qualifiers in general. And if Self-Nade wins this, we have a couple more rounds to go in overtime. What will happen this round is the decider of that. The next 3 minutes is where we get to see what is going to be going down here on Consulate between Team Self-Nade and TRN8 Valiance. Garage and Cafeteria is the site of the defense, and it is quite exciting indeed. We've got Archangel making some rotations into Cabinet of Console Office right here from Yellow Stairs, and also some lines of sight onto Piano from above. So it looks like it's a 2F, a second floor hold from the side of Self-Nade, with, of course, the mute. TRN8 Valiance with, of course, the mute Hermione playing the shotgun inside of Bathroom. Jordan coming out from the side of TRN8, Self-Nade, should find the operator inside of Yellow. That one of Halibai's Prismas is going to get called out, as Watashi has made his way into Locker Hallway on basement already. Looks like a bit of an Ash Rush was in play there from that operator, from that player for that matter, as Easy Peasy wants to go in through Yellow Stairs. He's going to take out the barbed wire. He's got the Claymore to help himself right now. Ethan's here for support. Not sure what the Ash is doing, as we're not hearing any more action coming from that side of the map just yet. Easy Peasy's drone gets jammed on the Yellow Stairs, unfortunately, as I don't know if TRN8 Valiance are aware of the Ash behind towards Archives, as this hard breach, of course, has already happened, and the plant might come out. Padmeister with the diffuser is sitting just by that main wall breach. Excuse me. As there are defenders watching from above. That looks like Alibi in Piano with a little bit of an angle, a vertical angle right there, to deny the entry for the attackers. And they're sitting very patiently, TRN8 Valiance, for this peak. But you have Yuno with the Ying and the Candelas. That could be something that they have to watch out for, as Thatcher's looking to throw an EMP in. A couple goes out to try and find the Evil Eyes and the Mute Jammers, as the Candela goes out as well. Yuno's moved in. He's going to be shot from above. Thatcher's going to see it light up and down Archangel, as Easy Peasy confirms that kill, as now the Aldous firing away, but Easy Peasy going to find Hermione as well. He's going to go for the plant. Padmeister, that is going to go for the plant, as Yuno's going to take down Sakib. It's a 2v5 suddenly, and make that a 1v5, as Self-Nade has exploded on the map, and TRN8 Valiance have fallen like flies. It's all down to Dibjo, and he will find the Thermite inside of Piano. It is a 1v3 for that matter. He takes down the Hibana with a couple of quick kills. He's suddenly turned the odds a little bit in his favor, but he has to be quick about this, because he's got about 20 seconds left on this diffuser cycle. Looks like he wants to come down the spiral stairs, the lower spiral stairs for that matter, as he's going to go through Locker Hallway, through the small office. He's going to see one, but he's going to be shot from inside a small office. Cafeteria as well. He goes the pistol out, but no, he has to reload on that as well. And Yuno will take full advantage of the vaulting Jaeger as Dibjol goes down. And ladies and gentlemen, you know it's coming. Are you ready to rumble? Because with that victory for Self-Nade, we've got round 13 overtime here on Consulate. Overtime is in play for the side of both of these teams. The match on console, the finale of qualifiers of Season 3 is heating up as it rightfully should between Team Self-Made and TRN8 Valiants. Ladies and gentlemen, are you as hyped as we are? Because this is where it all comes down to. This is what it's all boiled down to, this entire match. In the span of the next few rounds, Easy Peasy goes for the 6th pick out of the Thermite into the Dekebi. All right, then interesting pick of operator there, as the site is going to be 2nd floor console from the side of TRN8 Valiants, who are going to be on the defense, as Orange team is always the first to go into attack when it comes to overtime. Fairly standard set of operators and holds from the looks of things coming out from the side of the defense right here, as we do have the Goyo in place. Akib is playing that operator, and Hermione, of course, playing the Wamai. Majima with the Echo this time around. Bibjul with the Jaeger, and Archangel with the Smoke. On the other side for Team Self-Made, we've got Ethan on the Ash once again. Easy peasy, we saw him take the Dekebi on a 6th pick. Pabmeister with the Buck, with Watashigakita on the Sophia, and Yuno on the Ying. I do apologize for that little giggle there. But every time I say Watashigakita, it just makes me giggle a little bit because of the reference behind it. I know I should be used to it by now, but you know, it's just a little thing I have. Action phase is in effect right here, as Self-Made definitely want to improve on the performance they had in the last one. Of course, the performance they had in the last one was absolutely stunning, but they definitely want to, at the very least, keep continuing that on this push right here, because if they do, they'll be the first to go to overtime match point, and that will give them a hefty advantage over TRN Valiants as they come to the defense on 2nd overtime round. Wamai's gadget is already going to be catching flashbangs inside of the console double window, excuse me, as Ying is preferring away elsewhere. I don't think, no, there is no Blackbeard from the side of Self-Made, so not sure who's repelling out there on the double window, who's going to be crazy enough to do that. I'm assuming they have a Claymore there, as Zophia's lifelines light up somewhere as well. As lots of bullets are being fired elsewhere on the map. Again, I'm not sure where that is going off, but whatever that's doing, it's probably just opening up lines of sight. As a Gorshal gets popped, ADSs are going to be finding more projectiles. That's the ADS on yellow, as Candelas are coming in from the side of the Ying and Wamai gadgets. Oh, the Dokubi calls are coming out, as well as Archangel is flashed out of his mind right here inside of the bathroom. But there's no peek, as Hermione's actually going to find Yuno, and Sakib is going to find Pabmeister. That's a couple of quick kills, and the attackers are falling apart suddenly, as we've got another call from Dekebi giving away the position of the Smoke. He will be taken down. Ethan gets that kill, but he gets refragged onto by the Wamai sitting inside of bathroom, as suddenly it's a 4v2, and this sudden push from Self-Made has imploded in and of itself, and it just does not look very good for them. For the rest of this round, they've got 50 seconds to make something out of this, as it is all down to Zofia and the Dekebi to try and play in a 2 versus 4 situation. We've got somebody on the yellow stairs that Watashi isn't aware of, but that's the Jaeger, who missed his shots, gave away his position instead, has retreated up the yellow stairs for the time being, and the Zofia is aware of that, and is going to move through to round desk instead. He's got to be careful, mind you, as there's plenty of vertical angles that the defenders have for themselves, as looks like it's a push from Spiral. Easy Peasy is going to break down the door, give away his position, and the Zofia is going to take point right now on to the landing of Spiral stairs. Dokubi is trying to go for the Visa Series push. The diffuser is dropped inside of sight as well because of that C4, so they have only so little time to try and make something out of this. The Wamai goes down, but Majima is going to find the Dokubi. It's a 1v3 with only 3 seconds left. The Jaeger is going to go down, but is there enough time to make something out of this? No, there isn't. The defenders are scattered, and TRN Valiants are going to take round 13 with an excellent play, denying any push whatsoever from the attackers. Self-Made's push not working out for them gives TRN Valiants the first overtime round. We are here on round 14, and the score is 7-6 overtime match point. Overtime match point, it is indeed for TRNA Valiance, as they definitely want to win this round and get the victory and assure their spot into Division 3 of Season 3 of the WD Black, the Esports Club League for Rainbow Six Siege. Yuna's going to go for the 6th pick out of the Pulse into the Alibi. Console office is going to be the site once again from Selfnade now defending. And this should be very exciting indeed. This is a very important round for both teams because TRNA Valiance once again just needs to win this one round to win it all. And Selfnade needs to win this round to keep themselves alive and have a potential for a comeback victory on overtime for that matter, excuse me. As if TRNA Valiance wins, of course, that means it's their comeback because they were in a very, very bad position back at 6-2. If anybody remembers, the score originally was 6-2. Excuse me, 5-2. I had my math wrong. 5-2. Over TRNA Valiance. Selfnade was winning by a wide margin, and Valiance have just come back with a lot of gusto, with a lot of energy, and so far this match, the excitement is only further proved by the scoreline we're seeing here. And now coming back to the match itself, we have a fairly standard set of holds coming out from the side of Selfnade. Inside of Copy Room, actually, the Alibi is playing in a position you normally wouldn't expect her to, as we have Wamai Watashi inside of admin itself. We've got the Mozzie running around by Visa Stairs and the reception desk area. Actually, on the Visa Stairs for the time being, as Wamai Magnets are coming out. That's actually awfully close to Wouldn't exactly serve him any better by being there, but that throw was still something to help the Alibi as a hologram goes out to take his place for the time being. Actually, no, Yuna's going to be sitting right there. No big push yet from the side of TRNA Valiance. There looks like they're falling back into the drone first, ask questions later sort of habit that they had, as we have, oh no, Sakib the Buck. He was going to throw a grenade in to try and burn out the ADS or find Easy Peasy the Jaeger on yellow stairs, but Easy Peasy was already aware of his location, and that angle that the Buck decided to take was far too open for him to make that play, giving away a very important position conceding that important position to the Jaeger for the time being. We've got flashbangs coming off as Dibjol is actually trying to make his way up yellow stairs. The Jaeger might be aware from the sound of the Ash lurking around here, but concussors come out from Zofia. But that's not going to be enough as the Jaeger finds the kill anyway. Hermione takes on Ethan in the meanwhile as the Alibi is coming, and he's going to town Archangel. Majima takes on Easy Peasy in the meanwhile, making it a 3v3. Make that a 3v2. Hermione with the double kill onto Pabmeister as the revive has happened as well, making it a 3v2 as well, but no, one goes down. That's the Zofia off the board. The Wamai is trying to find another, but he will go down. It's now a 1v2. Majima's got a double kill for himself, and it's all down to the Alibi, sitting inside a meeting room to win this out for his team. Will Selfnade stay alive? There's somebody on yellow stairs. The shots may have given away his position. The plant is going down from Hermione. Does no, he does, and he's gonna get the kill anyway. He knows that the Hibana is on yellow stairs, but does he know that she's watching the angle? Should he go for a counter defuse? He could potentially stay behind the chair, but I believe that is actually penetrable as the Hibana comes from the peak, and he will still get it as TRNA Valiance win round 14 on the back of the play that they pulled off right here, and they will be your victors on the final match of qualifiers of Season 3. They win over Selfnade on Consulate 8-6. What a match indeed, and look at for Team Selfnade. 16 kills to that man. Very well played as Dibjol, and Hermione shared 12 and 11 kills as well. Such a lot of so many kills being dropped, so much utility being used, so many assists. But all of that has ended, and the match itself is now over. TRNA Valiance have won 8-6 on Consulate, and that is going to be it from the qualifiers in total, again, as far as I'm aware. And that is going to do it for us tonight as well. For myself, Blackjack, and my co-host Sam and Foxy, as we have had a fantastic day on Qualifiers Finale Day. A reminder for all of our viewers back at home, we've had a match between Save Esports and Team Super on Villa. Save Esports took that 7-0 uncontested. We had a match between Kyrax and Team Area 69, and Team Area 69 was the victor, 7-5. And finally, this match that we just saw, Team Selfnade versus TRN8 Valiants. TRN8 Valiants coming back from a 5-2 to an 8-6 overtime victory on Consulate. But with all that said and done, that's going to do it for all of us here at this stream for the WD Black the Esports Club League for Rainbow Six Siege. Qualifiers have officially ended, and all of the teams that are proceeding into Division 3 are going to be revealed very, very soon as all the scores are tallied. But that is going to do it, as we are going to be moving to Division phase very, very soon. Tuesday, in fact, as far as I'm aware, Division 3 plays will begin. So it's only going to get more exciting from here, with more Siege action coming your way very, very soon indeed. Stay tuned, and good night.
The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a 0 becomes a 1, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power. Experience the WD Black NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG Ultragear Gaming Monitor.
The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a 0 becomes a 1, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power. Experience the WD Black NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.